For real? Oh no. Let's go.
Boston,
State of OH! Today. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA, USA, USA.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Feel Good Friday, May 22nd, 2026. This sports program begins right now. Sports!
We should have.
Unbelievable,
Bad
ladies
team.
and gentlemen.
We're bad teammates.
It's not just us on this beautiful Feel Good Friday. Obviously, the Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Ty, I love it.
Thank you.
This is kind of a super fashion move by you right now with this particular hoodie. I like what we're doing right now, Ty.
Well, you know, it's a very nice hoodie. I haven't worn it in a little bit, and I also noticed that, boy, I really got to continue to kind of just pull this thing down because it makes me look fat. It's pretty snug, but it's very comfortable. And, yeah, I mean, we're going into Memorial Day weekend, so I kind of had to pull out all the stops today.
That's right. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. I hope everybody enjoys the hell out of it. I'm wearing a shirt that's made out of weed. Right?
Really?
This thing is a hemp shirt that was sent to the office. I don't know how long it'll be like wearable. You know, you used to buy, what was that store they used to sell the Starberries in? It was like a
Hot Topic?
East Bay?
No.
Dave and Barry's.
Dave and Barry stores. You know, you buy shirts in there. They're like the cheapest brand. You wear it one time. Obviously, the habit is gone. I'll be excited to see how the weed holds up. But shout out to the company that sent in the hemp shirt. I believe they're under something. They were showing up outside recording a video every single day.
Okay, nice.
Happy that's done. Great to see you. Love your persistency, but it was an incredible polo. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. Tone, big night, obviously, for the playoffs. Last night, the Knicks continue to do what the Knicks are going to continue to do to the Cavs. Congratulations to them and to all Knicks fans. And huge. Fresh off a 7-game series with the Buffalo Sabres, the Canadiens go down to Carolina and get a huge win in dominant fashion. Now, it started out, obviously, in a great Hornets' nest style for the Hurricanes, but instead, this Montreal team is tested, hot and ready, and it feels like the hot goalie for Carolina might have cooled off during the 25-day period in which they swept two teams, so they didn't get to play for a while. And Montreal might be on a magical run. But let's turn to tonight as the playoffs continue. Interesting stat tonight, Tone, in the sports books world from our friends at DraftKings.
Yeah, the Spurs are the favorite tonight. Obviously, it's in San Antonio. The OKC was favorites in OKC, but this ends a 33-game streak where OKC was a playoff favorite. So just an unprecedented event tonight for the OKC as far as their mindset going into the game.
And if you got a gambling problem right there at the bottom, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's right.
That's a pretty easy number.
But if you got a gambling solution, we want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know, that is certainly something we want to hear it. I don't know if anybody has those answers, but obviously the Western Conference NBA playoffs has been something that we've been talking about for a while. Is Wemby and SGA going to battle? They have. People are saying it's unethical hoops happening in Oklahoma City.
It is.
They're flopping.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the greatest stand-up comedians in the history of history. A man who is somehow able to make the entire world laugh, all generations, corny and non-corny individuals, without ever swearing. He is also now not only an author, but he has a film coming out May 29th in theaters called Breadwinner, which we would assume with his brain, his style of comedy, he might be the perfect person to write the comedy that might save theaters and families getting back out there. So this guy might be saving the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I had no idea that's where we were going to get to with that introduction. We do know he's one of Vandy's biggest NIL contributors. He has the actual ability to put future 5-star quarterbacks for Vanderbilt into his movies, which he did with this one, Breadwinner, with Jared Curtis, quarterback, who he called out on College Game Day, who's also here. We're talking 40 minutes. So this guy is a massive NIL contributor. He's saving the movie business. He's a stand-up comedian who's doing an arena near you, probably 3 or 4 times in your city. And also, he's building an amusement park now. Ladies and gentlemen, Nate Bargatze.
Thank you. That was the best introduction I've ever had.
Well, I had a list of things that I was going to hit there and a script that I was going to read. But as I was getting into it, I was like, wow, this guy might be the most interesting man on planet Earth at this point. Tell me about Breadwinner. Tell me, is this your first soiree in this world?
Yeah, first time acting. So, yeah.
Acting, writing, too?
Let's get into it. Yeah, I've written scripts and stuff before. None of them have ever gone anywhere. But, yeah, first movie. So comes out next Friday. And, yeah, it was fun. And, yeah, we got Jared Curtis in it. And I thought that was, I remembered it as you saying he'll put you in a movie.
No, hold on.
So,
we have the clip. Hold on. Let's go back to College Game Day in Nashville. Wonderful. At Vandy.
Great time.
Incredible experience. The entire city showed up. And the city, by the way, is a fantastic one. Nate couldn't help himself. We were picking a completely different game. This is how this went.
Not to just remind Jared Curtis how much I would love for you to come to Vandy. And
Utah, Iowa State.
we're local kids.
Or BYU.
Become best friends, bud. This is a business decision right here. I've got 4 shows in Salt Lake City. BYU, baby.
Go Cougs. In case you don't know, Jared Curtis is verbal to Georgia.
Oh.
And he's here today to watch Vandy. That's why he dropped that twice.
Could be best friends.
Yeah, best friends. Hang out. Go on tour with him.
You want to be in a movie? Oh, man. That was my fault. Yeah.
Good sound.
You said want to be in a movie.
Yeah.
And then I offered up right after that, house. So I don't know if you've delivered on the house part of this.
I have not. I have not on the house.
Okay, well, let's make sure we get that done.
You
He'll
know.
be coming out here in a few moments. We will make sure he and his family understand that you also agreed to give him a monster house down there.
Yeah.
Huge.
Remember, right outside of Nashville, they got all those.
All that raw land.
Oh, raw land to build him. You're
Once he
building this
starts,
guy a house.
Once he starts a family, I'm gonna wait. When he starts a family,
smart.
we're gonna get
For
it
the
out.
kids.
You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to do it too early.
Okay,
you know?
but you did sway him away from Georgia to Vandy. We'll talk to him in about 35 minutes. Wait till you see this thing. Just wait till you see this.
Might be the
thing.
one.
It is
It
unbelievable.
might be the one.
He's got size 15 foot.
Crazy.
Okay, he's like 6'5". Head, fullback.
Yeah, big head.
I don't think it's supposed to be a quarterback. He runs, he spins, he throws. I mean, the guy is
Cool sleeve.
Yeah, he's got tats already cool tat down his left arm. And he breaks horses. That's what his family does. This guy's an actual
Wild
cowboy.
horses?
This guy's a lot like Josh Allen. Huge.
Yep.
Comes from a farming, ranching family, and his dad breaks horses. Yeah, so these wild stallions are out there running. They go ahead and run this thing in a circle. They hop on the back. They break this thing. Now all of a sudden, you're my horse, not just that horse. This is what this man's family does and had done for a living. So when you talk about toughness, being able to spin it, size, and projections are that he's a guy. Vandy gets him.
That's awesome.
Okay, Georgia. 5-star quarterback is where he was committed. Would make sense in standard college football conversations. Now, this freak, wait till you see this thing, is a Vanderbilt Commodore quarterback. And that is absolutely absurd in 2026. You're a massive piece of that. Vandy's a big piece of that. But I think that's the current state of college sports. Let's dive in right there. How do you feel about college sports?
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's it's like the idea if these schools that have been traditionally great, I think if you don't start wrapping your head around it, it's wide open, and you're going to have someone come in. I mean, like Vanderbilt, you're going to be able to come in and really do some damage. Indiana comes in and does it. So you're going to start seeing these kind of schools where the legacy, it's 2026. You better get in it, bro. You better get in it
now.
That's a bigger conversation than just football. It feels like we could potentially get into that legacy. Hey, you better. How'd you describe it? You better.
I think some of them. I gave a speech. Like a lot of legacy is dead, and they just don't know it yet. And so the younger, if they just don't know. Like it's not saying they can't figure it out. No, they can't do whatever. But the traditions, the everything that I bring it all back to Oklahoma City. So in Oklahoma City, when they do the interviews and all of them stand behind the interviews, a lot of college basketball, a lot of teams started doing that. So they think the impact is on Lakers or New York, the coast. And you're like, well, if I watch every college basketball game, they seem like they're pretty influenced by Oklahoma City. And so you need to start paying attention to Oklahoma City, because they're the ones that are influencing these kids, this next generation that comes up.
And Oklahoma City, nowhere near New York, L.A.,
No.
Chicago.
That's the problem with the flopping.
You start nailing it.
Right there.
And now they're talking about unethical hoops.
Well, I agree with the game the other day with Wemby. He was there's a lot of wild stuff.
They were yanking on him.
They were yanking him. I agree. I think I like OKC. I did San Antonio more recently, so I can probably root for them. And Wemby, We got a tour of they raised they had to raise the stuff.
Seriously?
It's already high, and they had to raise stuff higher for
Doors?
Wemby. Doors.
Who else has played down there? Oh, the twin. Didn't they have?
Tim
Yeah,
Duncan.
Tim Duncan,
Duncan.
David Robinson.
Yeah.
But
Luke Cornett,
Yeah.
Vanderbilt guy.
Big boy.
That
Big
makes
boy.
sense. He made big headlines this year, too.
Oh yeah, he did.
got real
Yeah,
quiet.
he did, because that's what we're doing.
You see, the conversation was rolling, and then you said the name, and everything just stopped there for a second.
Well,
I didn't like that.
Luke didn't like the Magic City promotion.
Yeah, he was
so.
vehemently against
Oh,
that.
he was the one that was very upset about that. Great wings. I mean, that was kind of
Yeah.
a part of the
And
conversation. I mean, in the end, we have a few that maybe ended up here. Sports as a whole. Are you obviously in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Are you a Titans fan?
I'm a
Or-
Titans guy, Vanderbilt guy, and I just love sports in general. Great with basketball is like I just kind of root for great games. I love this small market. Like last year the Indiana and OKC game was unbelievable. Tyler, Halliburton, what he was doing is insane. I love just where the NBA is. If you start looking at these, they call small market. I would live in a small market, as they say. But you start looking at these teams, and you got some kids that are. Wemby's again a guy once in a life. It's pretty wild that the NBA gets you get Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, you got Wemby.
Yeah.
Like you just get someone that you're like, well, I have to watch this guy's whole career.
Yeah, Wemby, and we thought we potentially had it. There's numerous other guys that they've tried to kind of bestow the crown upon after LeBron James's royal run that he had for 100 years.
Yeah.
He's still
Yeah.
in the middle
Still
of who
having
knows
it.
what that'll
Yeah.
be. And then I think whenever Wemby was getting drafted is when we first really learned about this guy.
Yeah, definitely.
And they started talking about he's talking to the universe. Okay, he's been working out his tiny little ligaments his whole life because they knew he was going to be super tall.
Did Monk stuff.
Yeah, that was his
Did do
first
Monk
offseason.
stuff.
He also talked to Kevin Garnett. So
Yeah.
he was at Monk's and at Kevin Garnett.
Wildly different.
Yep, exactly.
Wildly different situation.
So he's a deep thinker. I think he's ready for the moment, and he'll
Yeah.
elbow you in the face. You're right. I think the NBA, and I think a lot of people are automatically crowning Wemby as the next one. Obviously, Ant has a lot to say that. SGA
Yeah.
just went back-to-back MVPs.
SGA,
So whenever you talk about the NBA as a whole for the future, and then that's not even mentioning, you talk about the smaller markets, which obviously we also live in one, and the Pacers are one, however. The Knicks being good is great.
Yep.
Like that is
Yep.
really good. And Jalen Brunson, this guy.
This guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the NBA is in a really good spot, but the issue is during the season they got a lot of teams trying to lose.
Yeah.
So it kind of
tanking.
I think it kind of fuels a lot of narratives about the NBA whenever that stuff's happening. So
I think they
people
need to promote though. They need to go hard in these small markets. You need to really walk people through who you're looking at.
I like that.
Like, let me know. You need to go. Like, this is a crazy. I tell my daughter, who I'm like, you need to watch Saint Wemby. It's the once in a lifetime. I try to make her watch it every night.
Yeah.
I go, you're not going to see this.
How
You got to
old is she
remember
now?
this. 13.
Okay.
Does not care about the NBA, unless she's trying to stay up.
What about the hockey?
Hockey's the same way. You want Connor McDavid. I mean, with hockey, it's like I would go in that direction of Connor McDavid. Like you want him to win one. Montreal. I just did Montreal, their arena, in their first round.
English?
English. I did in English.
Not
Full
French.
English.
At the Bell Center.
Wow.
Full English.
Wow. And how was that?
Yeah.
Was there an immediate boo at the beginning when you were speaking?
No, they loved it. We did the Stars, Star Spangled Banner right to get it started. I did theirs too.
Smart. Come on. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Now,
All
granted,
Canada.
You good?
Yeah, could have
you
chose
good.
not to.
Out of the gate. Yeah, I could have. And I said, well, we'll go do ours first. And they were like, they were a little upset, but I was like, we'll get through it. I go, I don't know all the words anyway. And then we did theirs, and it was nice.
You
but
sang both of these?
No.
Oh, I thought you said
Why would
okay.
Why would we start a show like that?
I thought that's what you
Bert would, but it's yeah.
No doubt, Tarps.
Yeah.
You walking out there going, before we get started, it's a big event.
Yeah.
Oh, say can. Yeah, doing,
See? Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
all the way through without breaking, like kind of Andy Kaufman-ish. I mean, that would have been very
yeah.
Kaufman-ish because they would have been booing your ass.
Andy Kaufman wrestled pregnant women.
Seriously?
Is that right?
Yeah, it's the best thing ever. You ever see his movie? We say it all the time. He's in Memphis, Tennessee, and this is back like wrestling, like in the 70s and stuff. And so they're going nuts because he would wrestle women, and then he started pregnant women. He would like body slam these women, and then everybody like believe. There's no internet, so everybody's like, this dude's out of his mind. And then he does that. He goes, you don't know what you're talking about. He goes, you're from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm from Hollywood. And he just yells at him. And I mean, they're like, I mean, they want to kill him. They want to murder him, dude.
Man on the Moon, I believe is the movie.
It's the best.
So good. Jim Carrey, obviously, the performance he puts on, I guess, was pretty transformational.
Yeah.
Him wanting to fight Jerry the King Lawler wanting to fight Jim Carrey because Jim Carrey was acting how Andy Kaufman was acting, and Jerry the King was like, this is not how Andy Kaufman actually acted. This is not what it actually was. He almost beat his ass.
Yeah. I heard a story with Andy Kaufman, real life, when he was coming into, they wanted him to play Taxi. He was in the TV show Taxi. Mm-hmm. And when he came in as himself and said he's Andy's agent. Never broke character. And so they had to talk to him, and they're like, well, clear, you are Andy Kaufman. But he would not address it. He would go, I think, by a different name and say he was his agent. And he goes, I represent Andy. So they just go, all right. So great talking to you. We'd love Andy to be on the show. And they had to talk to him about himself in front of him.
I think Andy wouldn't like that.
I don't know if that's Andy's thing. Then left. There's never like a wink. There's never just a like, hey, something. It was just he committed full.
Yeah. What a special life.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Andy.
Rest in peace, Andy.
Speaking of rest in peace, Kyle Busch, you legend, man. You're absolute legend, pal. He was obviously very good to this particular program. He was very kind to me. I got a chance to hang out with him a lot in perspective. You understand. I got a chance to be around him. I would not say I'm one of his closest family friends, but I would say that we were certainly friendly and friends with each other throughout the last, 13 years or so. I'm not in the NASCAR world, so obviously that is not the case. But anytime he was in a city or we were at a same event, we'd dab each other up. Kyle was a racer, man. This guy was a wheel man.
Oh, yeah.
This guy was a wheel man. He loved everything about it. His family, obviously spectacular. His wife at every single race, every single event, they were all in on everything, and he was a good time. Kyle Busch was a good time. That is no questions asked. And then as he matured and became this incredible father and husband and everything like that, his style on the road and on the track remained the same. He was still an outlaw on the track. Obviously, as he got older, he had to change a little bit, but special life, special contribution to sport, special contribution to NASCAR and to our life and our program.
Yeah.
He was one of the first people to come on this show.
Yeah.
He continued to do as such, and I'll never forget when he was coming in promoting his Cheddar's.
Oh, yeah.
His Cheddar's meal.
I mean, the double guns.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that he did for our show, fantastic. Got us in on a deal at Cheddar's, which is awesome. I appreciate him doing that. And the road to mission, man. Rest in peace, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Rest in peace. Absolutely absurd. Just kind of out of nowhere.
Shocking.
41 years old. I guess a couple weeks ago, there was something that came across his communications about having cough and wanting to see a doctor, and then obviously there was a statement from Kyle's Twitter yesterday that was saying he was going to miss the race this weekend, the events, because he had to go to the hospital. And then obviously a few hours later we find out that he's passed away, and that just came like out of nowhere, I think, for everybody. We will have Ryan McGee joining us in the next hour to kind of break it down a little bit more live, as the Indy 500 is this weekend. Huge race weekend across the board, so obviously there's going to be a lot of chatter about Kyle and his greatness and character. He was a character.
Oh, yeah.
And he was an incredible human to, I think, everybody that he got a chance to meet. Rest in peace, dude. Rest in peace. You did good, pal. You did good, man. Now let's pivot away from racing, which we'll have a great weekend, and let's pivot away from NIL teams buying good teams.
Yeah. Yeah, you can pivot to where you want to pivot to.
Let's go to the NFL.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, senior NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter. Shefty, how you doing, brother?
Hi, guys.
Good to see you. How's life over there for you? Is that in Oklahoma City? Look, you talk
Come
about
on.
about promoting small towns.
That was quick.
He's
shows
doing
up
it.
with an OKC quarter zip.
You know what? You know what? The other day, I was wearing my Pacers gear on your show, and this is just one of the many benefits that comes along with doing your. And I got a text from somebody in Oklahoma City. Hey, we need to get you some Oklahoma City gear. So this morning, Matt Tumbleson of the Oklahoma City Thunder sent me a package, a nice little care package with some goodies in there, including this little thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, did that thing pop up out of the box and just flop over the side?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay, let's get to the NFL. Shout out to Oklahoma City for doing that, and shout out to you for representing small towns, small markets, right here on ESPN.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're in the middle of a dynasty, and they have the back-to-back MVP, but certainly Oklahoma City is not New York City in the sports media world. Let's move along, though, and talk a little bit about the NFL. Matthew Stafford signs a gigantic deal here with the Los Angeles Rams. We knew this was coming. They draft Ty Simpson early.
That's right.
Okay, they draft Ty Simpson early. And Sean McVay publicly was very open about how this is Matthew Stafford's team. However long Matthew Stafford wants to play quarterback, he will be our quarterback. This is a Hall of Famer and everything like that. Now they give him this massive deal. How long do we know? What does this mean? And how do you see it playing out for the Los Angeles Rams and fresh white teeth Stafford?
Yeah, well, I think what happens here is it's a couple of things. First of all, you're talking about the reigning MVP. So somebody that's in that position deserves to be rewarded, and he was. And then, of course, they go out and they draft Ty Simpson with the 13th overall pick. And I would think that also, in a backhanded way, enters into the equation. Okay, so we got the MVP. We got a guy where we just took a quarterback. When he won the MVP, let's show him how much we love him, appreciate him, and want him here in the future. So he goes out and signs an extension worth $55 million in new money, up to $60 million with incentives. He now has 2 years left on his deal, $95 million up to $105 million, depending on incentives. And I think Matthew Stafford always was going to approach this year to year and will, again, continue to approach it year by year. But the truth of the matter is, I think with a deal like this, it shows that he's truly thinking and probably planning on playing a couple of years at this point in time. Doesn't mean he will, but I think the signs now point in that direction that they have Stafford in 26, Stafford in 27, and they can begin to get Ty Simpson potentially ready for the 28 season.
Okay, so Aaron Rodgers, 1 year left. He says this is it. Stafford, seemingly 2 more years left. Let's continue to watch their greatness. Los Angeles Rams always going to be in it. Pittsburgh Steelers maybe as well. Congrats to Staff getting another $100 million.
Yeah.
Beast.
Aaron signed for $22 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People are saying this is crazy what's going on here in Pittsburgh. Matthew Stafford, fresh off an MVP in Los Angeles, completely different story. I don't think you hear one Rams fan going, doesn't deserve it.
No.
Everybody there is like, yep, happy you did it, and congrats to him being an old-ass quarterback. Old-ass quarterbacks always take a smaller deal. Peyton even got a smaller deal whenever he got older. Tom Brady, $25 million, I think, whenever he was an old-ass quarterback. Drew Brees, old-ass quarterback, smaller deal. Obviously, Aaron, it's happening now, smaller deal. Old-ass means you're great, by the way. That's the only reason why you become an old-ass quarterback in the NFL. But this is certainly a massive deal for an old-ass quarterback, I think. And that goes to showcase what Matthew Stafford has been to this Rams organization, which is why I think McVay had to play it the way he played it after the draft with Ty Simpson. Now, let's pivot away from Los Angeles, go to New York, actually New Jersey. Shane gets a new deal. This means Harbaugh doesn't hate him? Is that what this means? These two are going to be able to work together, or what does this indicate?
I think it means that Joe Shane played this the way he should have, because in the eyes of most Giant fans, they wanted to see a change. We're ready to make a change, and the Giants hold off on making a change at GM while making a change at head coach. And they have Joe Shane kind of supervise it. He flies down to pick up Harbaugh by himself. And I think he's smart enough to essentially turn over the organization to John Harbaugh, to have it run the way that he wants, and then to be a survivor. And not only a survivor, but then get an extension out of it. And sometimes when you see a big-name head coach come in, that is a ticket for somebody like Joe Shane to stay on and be there longer if they play it the right way. And in this particular situation, clearly he did. The Giants reward him. And obviously John Harbaugh had to be comfortable with it, had to sign off on it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. So, yeah, Joe played this absolutely how he should have, and he now lands an extension out of it.
Now, that opening press conference where he's talking about John, it was like, oh, wow, sounds like somebody just got told that they're now lieutenant instead of captain.
Tippy
and
toes.
they felt like that was taking place, and we thought this was inevitably going to be an end of Joe Shane. Instead, I think he and Harbaugh probably start seeing things the same way, and that team has more hope than they've had in a long, long time about the future. Connor has a question about something that's seemingly lingering over there.
Yeah, Schefter, no hope with Malik Neighbors' knee. What's the deal? Harbaugh basically came out and said, yeah, right there. It's not a simple knee injury. What does that mean? Is this something that is going to linger, and that second surgery wasn't as much as planned as we originally thought? Or what's the deal here with Malik Neighbors?
Look, we'll start off with the fact that he's in the building, he's working hard, he's rehabbing, he's trying to get back as soon as he can. But saying all that, I just don't like the way that any of this sounds, right? There's a second knee surgery. There's some scar tissue and stiffness that they need to address. It's a complicated procedure. They don't know if he'll be ready for opening day.
Whoa.
It certainly sounds like, at the very least, opening night against the Dallas Cowboys at home is in jeopardy. And it almost feels like, at this point in time, that it would be more unlikely that he would play in that game, that it is likely that he would play in that game. And look, Jackson Dart is the quarterback of the future there. If we go back to last year when they finally called on Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors played one half of football together. This should be the Giants' future together. Their star quarterback, their star receiver, and we have not gotten to see them play because in the first half of that game last year against the Chargers, Neighbors tore his ACL, did other damage to the knee, went out of the game, and now has had 2 surgeries since then. And opening night, at the very least, is a major question mark as to whether or not he'll be able to make it back for that game against the Cowboys right now.
A lot of highlights against the Colts there. Obviously, Malik Neighbors, an absolute freak wide receiver from the highlights we're seeing, but also everything that has been projected about who he could potentially become. I don't think I was feeling as negatively about it until Harbaugh says what he says, and then you just rattle off a lot of things there that go, oh, wait, okay, we got a little bit of trouble here, seemingly, for Malik Neighbors, who we all hope to see grow with Jackson Dart, and also with Scadaboo in the back. I mean, New York Giants have the future. I mean, it is.
My apologies. He went for 170 against Colts. It was hard not to.
Everybody did, though.
We didn't.
On that note, Schefty, Nate Bargatze, huge Tennessee Titan fan, football lover, has a question for you.
Yeah, do you think we're, with the Titans getting the Super Bowl, or Nashville getting the Super Bowl in 2030, 85% chance the Titans are in it?
That's a good question.
How you feel about that?
Hey, that's a good question. You kind of get it now.
Yeah.
Nate, I think that might be low.
Wow.
There we go.
Wow.
I like that.
And if the league is going to write the script and get ahead of it this far in advance, there's no reason you wouldn't want to put the Tennessee Titans in the hometown Super Bowl in their new stadium, right? Like, at least at least. And if you haven't heard by now, Cam Ward is on this new diet. They got rid of all those seed oils there in Tennessee. He's lost 10 pounds since last season. And I think Tome was the one that pointed it out. The fact that Cam Ward had this great touchdown to interception ratio last season when they struggled on offense, didn't have the weapons that they do now, going out and adding Wan'Dale Robinson, Carnell Tate, and maybe most important, Brian Daboll to run the offense. So I really believe that Cam Ward is in line to have a big year this year. Now, we could start planning the Super Bowl in 2030 if you want. We could begin to look ahead to that.
Yeah.
If that's going to bring you some happiness in this holiday weekend, we should definitely do that, and we should anoint the Titans favorites for the 2030 Super Bowl right now. I know that's going to piss off some people in the studio there in Indianapolis there, Nate, but I'm happy to do that for you in this holiday weekend.
Yeah.
No, Chef, are you like a mentalist? Are you able to see the future?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that because it sounded like you were
Rams next year with Stafford.
He said it.
That's obvious.
And then Titans
2030.
Come on.
Now,
Yeah.
hold on, we got the Rams going to the Super Bowl next year. The year after, the Falcons. Look, Kevin Stefanski should have them back by then. Could be. The year after, the Raiders. Like, you could see Mendoza in year 3 finally taking hold and playing the Super Bowl at Allegiant, and then Cam Ward and the new stadium. Yeah, so it just lines up really perfectly for each of those 4 franchises.
Well, who told you this? Was it Oz that told you these things? Because I'm going to have to wonder. You know, I've been told maybe not.
What?
Wow.
Maybe not what?
I've been told he's maybe not.
A mind reader?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe not much of a
maybe
mentalist.
not.
You familiar?
I don't believe you.
Familiar with?
Do you know Oz?
You don't think it's real?
I think it's real.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the way you asked that.
There you
I don't
go.
know what the way
My
you
dad's
asked.
a magician.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me so having been with him through any number of his acts, you might be able to explain some things.
Okay.
But there is no way that you could explain to me, having been there side by side with the guy, how he does some of those things. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, I'm sure there are tricks.
Not just anybody.
Yeah.
Sure that-
Some people know. Okay. Have you ever seen Penn and Teller Fool Us? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen the show Penn and Teller Fool Us? Have you ever seen this?
No, but I'm aware of it.
Oh, he's pissed.
Okay, so what
Schefter's pissed.
You didn't see Fool Us.
Schefter's pissed.
What I'm being told is basically if Oz was to go on there, I think Penn and Teller might not understand what's going on, but this guy does. Mm-hmm. This guy does.
Hey, what if during the White House Correspondents' Dinner, right before that guy ran in, he goes, "Hey, we should all get down." Would that have changed? Would that
Yeah.
you've been blown away?
Yeah.
By
That
that.
would've.
Yeah.
That would have been. He's there on the stage. He goes, I ducked down a little bit, boys. He goes right before they get.
None of this shit's coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
If that happens, then he's
yeah.
getting investigated immediately.
Big time.
Oh, 'cause they're gonna say he's the one that set it up.
Maybe that's why he couldn't say it. Because he goes, would you want to go down that hole?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of those moments.
But you started him going down like an elevator behind, like a little bit before. You're like, yeah.
That's a great call.
Yeah.
I would have put all
I
this to
forgot.
bed.
I forgot he was there.
That was, he was.
He was
the-
up there.
He
He was there.
He was the one on
Keynote
the.
He was
speaker.
up there.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Which maybe that's why they felt obligated to be like, hey, he's maybe not. Okay, we need to understand that he's maybe not making the
But
handkerchief
I think
disappear.
he started going down.
You're saying we think he knew.
I think he went down,
go back
and
and
I
look
don't
at the
think you
tape.
could say it out loud because again, they're not gonna, you can't
Believe him.
handle that this dude's knowing this stuff.
I don't know. They do.
All
I
right,
agree.
All right, there's a chance. Oz, good luck out
Anything on that, Schefter? Go ahead.
there. Oz, good luck out there, dude. Anytime your gimmick's getting investigated, I think your gimmick worked.
I think it worked. I think it worked.
I think your gimmick
He's
worked.
the man.
Congrats to him. And also, there are as many things he did to me that I would not fully comprehend. Just walking up.
Like what?
Hold on, you need to. The way that was said is I was trying to figure out how to deliver the news.
Oh, okay.
So
What
sorry
did he do?
for
What
the
did he
way.
do to you?
Are you all right?
I mean, he got my credit card number. Just walked right up to me. First time I ran into this guy. I'm like, how's he know my credit card number?
How do you get
Yeah,
the draft
that's
order?
crazy.
How do you get the draft order right with the players?
I don't know. I've met him 10
Penix?
times. He's never remembered my name, so that should be a skill. I think.
All right.
Unethical magic, man.
All right, last question here as we move on. Please go ahead, Ty.
Shefty, Jack Campbell signed a massive extension yesterday, and I think a lot of people maybe assumed that after they didn't pick up the fifth-year option. Money-wise, it didn't really work, but then, some people thought maybe same thing was going to happen with Tyler Linderbaum before he went to the Raiders. Was this always kind of the expectation that the Lions were going to get something figured out with Jack Campbell, and where do they go from here? Because they still have a lot of young talent that they need to get new deals for.
Yeah, listen, I think this is a whole work in progress because there are a lot of players that have to get paid there. Jahmyr Gibbs, I would think, would be next. See deals at some point this summer for Jahmyr Gibbs, for Bijan Robinson. Those are going to be big blockbuster deals at the running back position. The Lions will want to sign Sam Laporta, their tight end, who's tremendous in that offense, great player. They get Jack Campbell out of the way. And again, I think these are the challenges that are there for this franchise that has been so close in recent years. And now it's going to be harder because they've got to pay these guys who are on rookie contracts the money that they deserve. And that creates less flexibility elsewhere on the roster. Still a good team. But boy, they had a real window here the last few years. And unfortunately for them, they didn't get to take advantage of it, but they're still going to be one of the top teams in the league. And yeah, I would think that they're going to continue to work to get the rest of these deals done this summer.
Yeah, the Lions are hoping for that, aren't you? Man, it was a good time. It was a good time when everybody was chanting Jared Goff around town. You guys were running the playoffs, and all of a sudden you were the darlings. I haven't heard one Jared Goff chant from Detroit since.
Nope. We're going to be okay. Okay, we have MCDC. We have Jared Goff. Let's pay all these young guys. They're all incredible. The only issue is the offensive line is completely different now, but they'll be A-okay.
You kind of started saying that like how the NFL spelled Jackson Smith and
offensive line.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, to Rick McGarrett.
Anything we missed, Shefty, that we should definitely hit on this Friday around the NFL this week?
Yeah, the big partnership yesterday between Joms.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of no seed oils.
Yeah, you're right. We when we saw you break that, we immediately it pops up in my screen here, and Bruce goes, Shefty just tweeted peanut butter and jelly deal just happened. So obviously we got to talk about it. We have had Joms before.
Joms are delicious.
Because JJ is a part of Joms, as you mentioned. Saying I didn't know Caleb Williams was a part of it. I knew JJ was a part of it. JJ, who is still, I think he was. What's that called?
Bodybuilding?
Which one is the
deadlifting?
The hack squat?
With this one, though.
Is that the hack squat with the
two sides? Yeah.
parallelogram?
The hex is the hex. Yeah, whatever it is. He was doing that. I think it was like at least 350 something, 405 maybe yesterday. Couldn't have a conversation with me without hold on, puts the phone down in the middle of his set.
Watch this.
I can't let my legs cool down right now. That's what JJ's doing. So whenever he sent me the Joms when I was trying to not be a fat ass anymore, he was like, hey, peanut butter and jelly with a little bit more protein. So if JJ's doing it, that's kind of why I jumped into it. It tastes really good. I love that they're getting in with the NFLPA. That's good news by you, Break, because they eat a lot of that shit. And the NFL eats, 80,000?
Yeah, at least John Watt just sitting right there, too, by the way, with the JJ Watt, of course.
Oh, my God.
John Watt.
It's like right on the screen. Yeah, it is. You a big
That's a big battle, man, between Joms and Uncrustables. And that's going to be the battle of the future with the NFL. If they can do that, wow.
Uncrustable is a Goliath.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
household name.
Uncrustables rolling their sleeve up. They're like, all right, come on. It's going to get interesting.
They're LeBron, but Jum has some Wemby in him.
I saw a tweet that
Wemby.
Uncrustables fumbled it like Skype fumbled it, and then Zoom came in.
I did see a lot of PB&J Uncrustable coverage to the Schefter News. I looked at it this morning just because of how I am a massive peanut butter and jelly person.
Huge.
Okay? Massive.
So good.
Wanted to start a peanut butter and jelly store when I was young. Like, literally, that's how much I love it. So we started, looking into it all. I guess Joms does have a couple arguments that they can make.
Oh, yeah.
Especially to kind of grandstand on some things there. No seed oils, more protein. They allegedly...
less calories.
Yeah, so the way Joms Watt pitched us on these things, I think it could... Uncrustables, though.
And they know. They know that Smuckers is not going to go quietly into the night.
Yeah, they have to.
Look, I'll be honest with you. This is, I think, less than the UFL versus the NFL. It's XFL. Yeah, I don't even know if it's that. I think you got an uphill battle. But I mean, look, I'm rooting for Joms. I have no say in any of this. But maybe Uncrustable goes, we're going extra seed oil. Maybe I want seed oil. I need more of it in my life.
They won't be in the Titans building, though. You need to know that.
I know.
Tennessee.
I'll bring my own.
The best. Schefty, we appreciate you, man.
Hey, guys, have a great holiday weekend. Thanks for having me today.
Hey, breadwinner, May 29th.
May 29th, Chef.
I thought Pat was the breadwinner.
Well. No, this guy's got 4 arenas a weekend. And also, brand new movie coming out May 29th. Get the Nate rate. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like the
lower
Nate
pricing.
Rate.
I like that.
Yeah, that's all lower. But yeah, all your theaters and everything. We went to the theaters and talked to them, and we lowered pricing for this movie because we want your whole family to go out to it.
Theaters got rid of seed oil too. No.
Oh yeah, we ain't doing
then
it.
I ain't going.
That's not true.
That's not true. There's a lot of seed oils at those theaters.
They got a pump just seed oil.
What was that?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Adam Schefter. Thank you, Schefter.
Is Will Forte as funny as I imagine he is?
Dude, he's the funniest.
Yeah.
Just like when you stare at him, and
Just
you're
one of
like,
those
I'm
guys.
on board. Yeah, I'm on board with everything.
People you meet that aren't funny, you get bummed out about it?
Yeah, I'm trying to see who would not. I don't know if there's anybody that I think that would not be. I'm thinking not funny. I mean, I always base it off like, could I ride in the car with them?
Yeah.
Like, could you, take an hour drive with them? And there's a bunch that you're like, it'd be pretty brutal.
That's a good litmus test.
That's a good litmus test.
If you could sit in an hour.
I'd be a no for a lot of people, I think, and they need to know that that's probably the right move because I'm trying not to sit in a car for an hour ever. So I'm trying to get out of that car immediately. But I do think that is a good litmus test for everything, maybe.
Yeah. Could you ride in a car with them?
If you're going to hire somebody.
And the answer, and I would say no if the guy's like, well, I don't want to ride in a car for an hour. And then go, no. It's automatic no right there.
Yeah, I mean,
he's already mad about being in the car.
Yeah. I'm going to make the most of it, though. I will try my best, but there's a chance I'm going to need to stop that thing, pull over. I'm going to have to pee or get out of there just strictly because I can't be contained for that long.
Can't be caged,
yeah,
baby.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you're damn right.
Yeah.
Can't be caged. Speaking of not being caged, we had to do it to this insider because he had too much information. It's time to get a brief amount of info in a short period of time, but getting everything you possibly need. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a drive-by.
Yeah, it's a Shams drive-by. Just need a hot five. What's going on in hoops? We don't need a deep dive. It's a Shams drive-by. Just need a hot five. What's going on in hoops? We don't need a deep dive.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a hot five.
Hey, Shabby!
Looks cool today.
I miss your tank top days.
Yeah, I know you see the polo today. This is actually weed, though, so I think I should get a little bit of respect for that move. Shams, let's talk about the news. We got some injury updates tonight. We saw your Twitter account. Dylan Harper, game time decision. He's not the only one. What do we... Oh, no, we lost him.
too fast of a drive-by.
Oh, no.
There he is.
You're driving.
It
You need
says,
to.
am I back? Am I back? It says it said your connection's unstable.
Whoa, don't point fingers,
Oh.
buddy.
Wrong. Wrong.
Yeah, I did see that as well on our side. We should try to fix that. That's certainly a problem. We got 4 internets coming into this building. That should never be the case. But let's assume your drive-by is a part of the problem. Dylan Harper, game time decision. Any other news that we need to know as the Western Conference Finals continues to electrify?
Pat, these are the playoffs. So right now, gamesmanship is at an all-time high. But 3 major injuries for this Oklahoma City San Antonio Spurs series, and this is like the heavyweight Titan battle between. This could be the 2 best teams standing right now in the league. But 3 big injuries: J-Dub, Jalen Williams. He's got a hamstring injury. It's his left hamstring. It's a reoccurring injury for J-Dub. He missed about 4 weeks. He had a left hamstring strain on April 22nd. And then the other night, in less than 1 month, he suffers another left hamstring injury. I'm told the Thunder are evaluating this day to day, game to game. Now, given the fact that he's just a couple days removed from a hamstring strain or another hamstring injury to the same strained hamstring, it's a reoccurring injury. And then you think about it, Pat, the opposite leg, the right hamstring, he had 2 strains on that side of the hamstring as well during the course of the season that he missed, 4 weeks at one point, then 6 weeks at another point. So he's been dealing with hamstring injuries on both legs. I think for him, it does appear more unlikely than likely that he plays in Game 3 tonight. Another big injury, De'Aaron Fox. He missed the first 2 games of this series with a high right ankle sprain. I'm told he's going to be a game time decision again tonight, but he's trying. He is making improvements, still dealing with soreness. He's going to be a game time decision. And the latest injury that we also had was Dylan Harper, adductor injury in Game 2. He played 25 minutes. We know he started in Game 1, played at an elite level in Game 1 as a rookie. Then in Game 2, suffers this injury that we see right there. But, the crazy part is he actually jogged back onto the court. He felt good enough to be able to play in this game and come back, the competitor that he is. And so he's going to go through his pregame routine tonight.
What happened there?
Spurs and someone online was like an employee came and told him to go back. I don't think it's like that.
But there was a decision made. He wanted to play. It sounds like, right? Yeah. He wanted to play, and then somebody was like, "Wait, this would be stupid to be doing this right now with Dylan."
We're dealing with 2 organizations in the Spurs and the Thunder. Not only are these 2 organizations very tight-lipped, but they're like player health. They're going to do everything they can to make sure future is not jeopardized. And so, you think about an adductor, that's a soft tissue injury. A hamstring, a soft tissue injury. Now, I think the Spurs are breathing some sigh of relief that this wasn't a hamstring injury, because that could be even more timely. And we've seen guys in the past play through adductors and groins, but we'll see tonight. Dylan Harper's going to go through his pregame. Spurs are treating him like a game time decision.
Breaking news, Bargatze here actually played through a groin for this Breadwinner movie.
Yeah.
Entire filming.
Wow.
The whole thing. Yeah. When did they learn about adductors?
That's what I was
Great question.
thinking.
Well, I mean, what,
Shams?
Do you think Wilt Chamberlain ever set out for an adductor? Did they even know that existed?
I think a lot didn't exist right now. There's so many types of treatments that these guys are able to go through on a daily basis to be able to play in games. I mean, I had a grade 3 ankle sprain in 2020. And I went through a couple days of PT. And I went from not being able to walk and having crutches and having a boot on to be able to walk. And that's after like 2 PT sessions. So imagine if you're an NBA player.
Hey, a little respect for Shams Charania going forward, please. Okay?
No, but my point is this. Imagine if you're an NBA player and you have access to 24/7 treatment. You think about what treatment looks like. These guys, I have access to like 1 PT in a couple days span. Like these guys have 24/7 PT around the clock, and that's what it takes to try to play in a game like this.
You sound so cool saying PT there. I want to let you know that. Both for physical therapist and physical therapy. You were kind of dropping in there both. I thought that was really well done by you. You sounded really athletic. Anything we missed in the NBA front that we need to hit?
No, I think the injuries are the biggest thing. And Oklahoma City, San Antonio, like I said, this is the cream of the crop of the NBA right now. I'm in New York for the Cavs-Knicks series. That's been very competitive as well. But I think when I talk to everyone around the league, you watch the Spurs and you watch the Thunder. And you think about the intensity, the competition, and also the physicality level. Like, it's no wonder that these guys are really putting their bodies on the line, and guys are getting hurt. They're getting banged up. They're having to play through injuries. And that it's really going to be a war of attrition.
You think they're going to let? You think the refs are going to go after OKC a little bit more?
Good question.
After last week,
well,
or the couple
yeah,
days
I mean, I think a lot of people in San Antonio were keeping a very close eye, and I think you look at the footage. And I wouldn't even say it's the physical play. I think what the Spurs have taken issue with, from my understanding, is it's the pulling of Stephon Castle's hair, the tugging on the hand, the pulling on the elbows. Like, those are the plays that the Spurs have taken, the tactics that I think the Spurs have looked at internally. But listen, Oklahoma City, this has been this is how they play. They're a physical team.
Ugh.
They're one of the best defensive teams of all time in a lot of ways. And so they've made their bread winning on the defensive side of the game. Wow. And I think that's going to continue here in Game 3.
They bop wood down there.
Yeah.
That's what they do. It does take. Yeah, you're 100%.
May 29th.
May 29th.
Yeah.
I do think the finals have they've let them play. I've actually enjoyed the NBA this playoffs. I think they've been like kind of old school, letting them kind of go.
And I think that's what was pissing people off about Shea, because there was some not being called, and he just looked like an asshole, you know, because you're like either embellishing or flopping, and then the refs don't call it. That's worse, I think. Whenever the refs call it, the player can say, hey, I'm getting free throws. When they don't call it, you just look like an asshole. I think is why people started getting so mad. But if you're at the top of the mountain, people are going to be mad anyways.
Boom.
And Wemby's banging.
He's banging.
Wemby's banging down there. Like big body banging down there.
Yeah, he don't care.
They're bone on bone.
It seems he does not like OKC.
Yep.
Oh,
So
no,
that's
one
what-
guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 100% sure. Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that man who just hit us with a hot 5.
Yep.
With bad internet, but yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised it didn't glitch there. Where you got going?
5, baby. 5, baby. We kept it to 5 this time.
Ladies and
We're
gentlemen,
trying to-
okay, Sean.
All right, Sean.
Thank you, Shams. Jeez. He did keep it to 5.
He did, actually.
Yeah, he did.
So what happens is there's so much information that he has.
Yeah.
So then he just goes with it. And we certainly get smarter for it, but we don't have the time for it. You know, because right now, we got to introduce a guy that might end up in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. Exactly.
This guy was committed to the University of Georgia Bulldogs.
Go Dogs.
What's that coming down the track? This train was what was coming down the track. He's a giant. He's a 5-star quarterback out of Nashville. I think he has every record for everything he's ever done. He's a former rancher, actual cowboy, and he's also in the movie Breadwinner, which will be debuting on May 29th, because this man, as a representative of Vanderbilt on College Game Day, said, I'll put you in a movie. You come to Vandy. He did, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute star, legend. He might be 30 seconds behind
or more
in that room. There he is.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, a monster of a man, a 19-year-old Jared Curtis.
Jerry.
Hey, Jerry. Hey, Jerry. Good job, Jerry.
That's
good job, Jerry. See, that's what we're talking about. Kind of an uncomfortable.
It's a long walk.
It is a long walk.
Like the movie.
The long walk.
Good to see you, dude. Good handshake. That was a good handshake. Clean dap. Huge hands.
Big house.
Left the lads hanging there.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on. You're on. I think it's on. Can you see if it's working? Yeah. Hey, you left lads hanging. They're not happy about it.
Don't worry about it.
I shook his hand.
Don't worry about it.
I said it was a great handshake. He said coach taught them how to shake hands. So little things.
Yeah, it is the little things down there. Tell me about being a Vanderbilt Commodore at this point, and whenever he makes the offer for you to be in a movie and also get you a nice house.
Yeah, sweet apartment.
The house is coming.
Cool.
What's that?
The house is coming. We don't need to harp on it right now.
Okay, all right, we'll move on. But get you in a movie. How much of that, especially because you're in Nashville at the time, how much of the Vandy movement last year swayed you, and how pumped are you to be a part of the baton passing maybe for Vandy to continue to be a football school?
Yeah, I think there was that was fun to watch last year. So, Diego came to a game, started talking to Diego, went to some practices, went to the Missouri game. Y'all was at. It was a good time. Got in contact with him more, kept going to practices, built a relationship. I believed in Coach Lee and what he had, and it's home. So I feel like.
How were you in the movie? Pretty good? Did the movie were you stressed out maybe about having to act, because you're as real as the day is long, it appears from me. This guy's an actual horse farmer. This guy's a rancher.
Yes, sir, no, sir.
His head, I don't know if you can see his head because it might blend in with the back wall here. We're talking fullback, linebacker size cranium.
Big dome.
Okay, this thing, Hands gigantic. He's huge, 230 pounds right now. Hasn't even really become what size 16 shoes he has on right
Just
now.
a boy.
And the highlights, he can run, he can throw, and he's breaking horses. Feels like, everything. How pumped are you for the city of Nashville to kind of continue to be a football town? Because that's what it felt like when Vandy kind of was taking place. And obviously there's a lot of good high school football.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good high school football,
Yeah.
obviously.
I think that's blown up the most. High school football, and then obviously the Titans with the new stadium.
Getting the Super Bowl, which he already asked Oz.
We're going to be there.
Yeah, going to be
in
in it.
2030. We'll be there.
I mean, there's a chance
Could, yes.
that you could potentially be playing for. Now, Cam Ward's going to become an all-pro in this
Right about
entire
that.
thing. But it does feel like Nashville with Vandy was kind of showcased a little bit. You living there and experiencing it. How much of that do you feel is pressure? How much do you feel is that like excitement? Like, how do you kind of view being in the hometown about to do what you have to do?
Yeah, I think it's just mostly excitement. I don't think there's any pressure to it. When it came to make the decision, obviously it was hard, but no, it was good though. Like just talking to Coach Lee. Coach Lee helped a lot. Coach Brothers, he played at Vandy. He had no say in it. He was just there for me whenever it was, and they helped me out the most.
How was the acting though? Pretty good or no?
Yeah, I mean it was okay. I mean I think I had a line.
Yeah,
but,
we got a line.
Yeah,
we protected him.
Yeah,
that's smart.
What's going on? I thought you were in the movie. I thought
He's in the movie.
No, yeah. I thought we were. Because, West Virginia.
Main character.
West Virginia, just there's a thought that maybe we could throw a movie together.
Yeah.
Sure. Cobra Scott too.
I want to see your movie throw together.
I'm going to throw a movie together.
Yeah.
But I think these things are only going to continue. And you're 19 at this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your entire recruiting process has been NIL?
Yes,
era.
sir.
So since the beginning of you being recruited, you've understood how this kind of game works.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that's an advantage that you've had to deal with the business side of football at this stage? Or how do you kind of view it? Do you just not know anything different?
I kind of just went with it. I mean, I don't really know. I don't know how it was, so.
Oh, so that was like family. You kept that completely away from your ears?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
So you didn't even know you were going to be in this movie, or that was the only thing you really heard?
No, I knew I was going to be, well, Peter told me, he was like, hey, we got this lined up. Nate gave you the chance to get in this movie. I was like, oh, wow.
So I'd like to say when we went to go film, the day we were going to go film, he came down. When you see the movie, it's the opening scene of the movie that we got him in. But when he came down to go film, it's out the gate. It's out the gate.
Yeah.
And then, so when we did it though, we were like, hey, we were leaving earlier. He did not want to leave because he wanted to be there for the practice. He does not want the special treatment, and so we stayed. We flew later than we were going to. So, respect him. He's not trying not to take the limelight.
He's a leader.
He's a leader.
How does it feel being a natural leader? Is that kind of, you are a rancher, and you're huge.
Yeah, big son bitch.
Yeah, big.
Big son.
People have to listen.
Big. This guy comes from a horse farm. He is one of the said horses that have come from said farm. So you've probably been in a position of leadership just strictly because of how you're built, but also the position you're at. How does it feel at this stage? Because you guys are on your phones a lot. You guys don't talk to each other, is what we're told about your generation. But then football, you're going to have to talk to people. How is the relationship with the teammates here in the brief time that you've been in Vandy? And how do you kind of view that as a part of being a quarterback?
No, I think it's great. Building relationships is probably the biggest thing, regardless of being like who you are. You just got to build a relationship with everybody. And I feel like that's the biggest thing, to build the brotherhood. And Coach Lee gives a lot of lectures on that, and relatedness is our edge, is what we say. So,
how's your work ethic? We got a pretty good work ethic for rancher.
Of course. Goes without saying.
Yeah, but what's that? Are we upper? Are we early risers because the cock-a-doodle-doo's happening out on the farm, or what do we got?
No, I think waking up early for football. So like if I don't have to wake up early, I don't think I can sleep in past like 8:30.
Got it.
So I'm up somewhat early, but not crazy.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I understand. We're in farming. Yeah, we got the sun can rise and we can still continue to do this. We got meetings and more time on our plate. I don't know how you guys at this such young age, especially you, 5-star quarterback, everything being thrown at you, are able to handle it. Me as a 19-year-old, I would have completely crumbled. I would not have been able to.
I think Diego played a big part with him too. Like it wasn't like he came to Vandy for the movie. It's Diego was a giant part of all this, and just
that was that's all he heard. Remember, he didn't hear anything
That's
else.
True.
He had no idea.
That is true. It was for the movie.
Yeah, look at you. You might have been the only piece
like
of
if you were an
information.
alum of Stephen F. Austin and you would have put him in the movie, that's where he would have went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I was, that's true. Yeah.
It's only the movie.
Yeah, Stephen Austin and Buddy. I bet they wish they had me. I'll tell you that.
They didn't let you in, I bet.
Yeah, I didn't have a college, so yeah, I try to talk him into going to my high school. I go, let's do one more year at my high school. Yeah.
Connor has a question for you, Jared.
What is kind of the hardest part with the NIL stuff, like saying no and saying yes? Like, is there specific stuff that you are interested in, or are you literally like, hey, I don't even want to know, aside from Nate's movie, I don't want to know what the hell these people are offering. I don't want to know what type of opportunities they are. Like, you just tell me what you think is best. And is that all mostly family agent? Like, is your agent doing everything?
Yeah, I've seen, like, if somebody reaches out to me, most of the time they'll reach out to Peter first, which is my agent. But if they reach out to me, I'll just send them his number. Him and my mom get in contact if it's important. I'm going. If it's something like, they might not think that is necessary, then I won't go. But whatever they tell me goes, so I just listen to them.
I love to hear that.
Good foundation.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to keep you out of it. I didn't even think about players just not knowing anything happening and just trying to say the main thing. I feel like that was probably a big-time decision that your family made, I would assume early. Like, hey, we are going to keep you completely out of this. You need to not be interfered by anything. You are 6'6" and built like an absolute 230 pounds right now?
Yes, sir.
Brick shite house.
Yeah.
I think the SEC's got a little bit of an issue with Nashville being a team for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah. We're around. We're here to stay.
I think you guys are around.
Yeah, we're around. It's the way they're moving forward. Candace Lee, congratulations, was named Athletic Director of the Year yesterday.
Congratulations.
She has been crushing it. So everything Vandy's doing is, I think, very forward thinking. We got to a very late start. We were not in the tradition and all that kind of stuff like that. So it's like we got that new kind of way that we're like, all right, now we're like really focused on this thing and we're moving forward into the new era. And I think we have a head start on that.
Yeah, I love everything about it. Jared, thank you for traveling up here. I have a question for you. Would you like to do a charity football throw?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, Jared. Okay, now we have an array of footballs here that you can choose from. Here's an Adidas one from Fernando Mendoza, if you'd like to use this.
Sign yourself.
No, Adidas. No, I'm joking. They start going, whoa.
Okay, so you pick the, what is that, a Nike ball? Yeah, Nike ball.
A little
okay.
flat.
It's a little flat. It does not have as much air, so this might be a tough throw. To be clear, we probably should have prepared a little bit more before this exact moment right now.
For sure.
See, a quarterback, though, think of something quickly. Okay, if you make the throw, okay, into one of those three holes in that net right over there, right underneath the United States of America flag.
Hell yeah.
Okay? If you make it in there, I will donate $50,000 to a charity of your choosing. If you miss, Nate Bargatze will donate $50,000 to a charity of all of ours choosing.
All of you, all right. Y'all choosing? Yeah. It's going to be one of y'all's name.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah,
Easy.
whoa.
Philanthropy.
That's unethical ball.
Yeah, exactly. This is an ethical football
All right.
throw.
Yeah, I'll agree to it. It's a flat ball, though.
That is a flat ball, yeah.
Okay,
But,
so you're in?
I'm in.
All right, here we go. Okay, hey, this is a big. And wait, should it just be one? It feels like
This guy's the number one quarterback prospect in the nation. You pick one and you hit that
throw. I think you make the throw. If you can. I think this would be a time to make the throw. You know, there was a conversation about, hey, if this guy's, he's a horse. You know, I was saying earlier, do you think you could throw a ball through the wall? Because how big this guy is. I playing NAC early as we're trying to kind of introduce you. I think for this one, I think you would want to make the throw.
It's pretty flat.
Well, now.
No, actually.
After you excelled
Actually, though, I mean.
Change it to the.
Yeah, I want you to make. Yeah, he's going to make the throw. This is what he does, dude.
Breadwinner, May 29th. Get out there and watch it. This man's in the opening scene. I believe he will also, I don't want to say anything or put any more pressure on him or him uncomfortable in the locker room because obviously he's got to do what he's got to do. He's just a rook-ass rook down there. Probably starting quarterback here for the Vanderbilt football team for the next few years.
Good chance.
It is an honor to meet you, buddy. After everything we've learned about you and getting a chance to chat with you, and this whole thing about I don't even know shit about shit right now. I'm just doing football like it's 2002 again or whatever.
Good kid.
I'm a big fan of yours, man.
Pumped about it.
I am a big fan of yours. On that note, somebody's got to donate $50,000. Is it me or is it Bargatze? This is a tough throw.
Yeah, which hole?
No, any of them. Any of them. You can
Okay.
The ball's
He's not going to miss by a full fucking.
Yeah, you're right.
5-star.
He's going to have to hit. Exactly. He'll hit whichever one he's looking at. I mean, any of the holes.
Any of them.
$50,000.
Yeah.
What's that?
Right here.
anywhere. Anyway, do you want me to?
Should we move Java? Yeah.
Yeah.
In front of him a little more?
Maybe Java. Oh, maybe we do get a little cadence. From the back, they asked if you could give a cadence, couple ducks.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Momo, ready to go.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my.
Yes! No! Yes!
It was on it, though.
That was a
It was
roll.
online.
Yeah, it was.
That was a roll.
Here we go.
That's a flat ball.
Double or nothing now.
Yeah,
Double or nothing
get the
now.
college
I'll
ball
go
now.
double or nothing because that was a flat ball.
Double or nothing. It was very flat.
You got a pumped one.
I don't know if we don't have any.
Is the natty ball down there?
Yeah,
pumped?
natty ball right there.
Oh, I get it.
That felt great.
It's a little flat.
All right, this is better though.
Here we go.
Hold on. This is double or nothing now.
Okay.
It's for
I
100,000.
like that you just hocked it.
Me
hard.
too.
Yeah,
Me
that
too.
was a chuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to let you know, I learned more about you in that particular rep than I need to know. There's been other quarterbacks that have made decisions in this particular game that we're playing here, and it made us
Question.
everything.
A,
Yeah, never gonna win.
little constructive criticism, maybe just a little more oomph when you hit that Momo ready to go.
Nobody jumped off sides. What are you saying?
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't even. I wasn't even tempted.
You know,
Tony Romo, perhaps. Yeah.
We don't need to be.
Ready, ready.
We don't need to be
Well, does he want to hear Tony Romo's?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, this is Tony.
Yeah.
Tony.
You got the Tony for him?
Wait, something like
How about
that.
Aaron Rodgers? You got Aaron Rodgers?
Gritty, to go.
Okay, how about Dak Prescott?
Here we go.
Peyton Manning?
Omaha.
There it is. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the future. Jared Curtis. Are you in shotgun? Were you under center there? I don't remember.
Shotgun. There you go.
Okay, it was shotgun. Yeah, proper distance. Okay, here we go. You know who we're playing right now? Fucking Bama.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's happening right now.
At
isn't
Saban
it?
Field.
Oh no! Nick Saban's there, like this. He's not happy.
Or maybe between the hedges.
Oh, because you were gonna. Oh,
Shit.
here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jared Curtis, Vanderbilt Commodores quarterback, and also star of Breadwinner, movie out May 29th for a potential $100,000 donation or two $50,000 donation.
Double or nothing.
Yeah! It got in there. It got in there.
hole.
There it is.
Wow.
There it is. Hey, he hit two receivers. He hit two receivers.
That's
You ain't ever seen something like that.
That's a special talent.
That's a special talent to get both guys get a chance.
And he
Congratulations.
humped it again.
That's a good ball.
All right, we'll both donate $50,000 to a
right.
charity of your choosing, Jared. And thank you for joining us. Congrats on everything. Congrats on the movie.
Yeah, brother. Thanks for having us. Man.
Nate's on tour right now, everywhere,
Yeah.
all the time, at an arena near you. Absolutely crushing it, not swearing, bring the whole family. We'll be back on the other side. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. Hour 2 is packed too. Ryan McGee. Whoa. See you then. Goodbye.
The trailer for my new film, The Breadwinner, starts now.
Moms have a million things going on. That's why I invented the Star Minder.
I really think you might have something. I'm going to give you an offer.
Running a company's a 24/7 job. What about your husband? Could he take care of the kids?
Nate?
Wait a second, is he here?
Yes.
Yeah, bring him in.
We are moving. We're moving.
Here he comes.
What, are you kidding? Are you eating a donut?
The garbage can
You can finish it.
No, it's wrong.
I'm out of here.
I'm out.
I'm out. Your wife is having the moment of her life and you're stuffing your face? You're a bozo.
I thought, are you allowed to talk if you're already out?
Lori thinks I might have something, but are you sure you can handle this?
I'm the top salesman at the dealership. I think I can handle a month alone with the girls. You act like I'm gonna blow the house up.
Bye. Dad, the front door is locked.
There's a window in the back. We'll crawl through that. This isn't the 1950s. Dads stay home all the time.
This is not gonna go well. Dad, you're going the wrong way.
To your school.
To any of our schools. You don't know where our schools are? I'm gonna come wrong.
What? No, give me the phone.
Hang on. Hi, what's up?
What's going on here?
Your wife had called to replace your roof.
You're hired.
Really?
I'm going to just make a call.
I called all the top-rated places. I also called this guy because his bid was so low, I thought I could use it against the others. Who did you go with?
One of the real good ones.
Nate Wilcox. How you doing, Shiva?
Hanging in there. It's a lot of chores. I'll get 2 weeks of t-shirts and 2 weeks of underwear.
What happens after 2 weeks?
We throw all this out and start over.
Hi. I wanted to check and see how you were doing.
Yeah, great.
Sir,
Sorry.
there's a spelling bee.
Really great. The most great. She makes it look so easy, but it's so hard.
This has the potential to change all of our lives.
Trust me, I'm not gonna let your dream die.
Okay, but that's mostly on the horse.
Okay, are we ready?
Oh, no.
It's just a little wax.
Wait, are you filming?
Action!
Not to just remind Jared Curtis how much I would love for you to come to Vanderbilt. And we're local kids, become best friends, bud. This is a business decision right here. I've got 4 shows in Salt Lake City. BYU, baby.
That's right. Go Cougs. In case you don't know, Jared Curtis is verbal to Georgia.
Oh.
And he's...
What is your racing style, Kyle?
Aggressive. Take no shit.
Here comes the 18. He puts the bump into the back of him. The 18 into the wall. The 42 sideways.
Where's Harvick?
Here comes the 18. Kyle Busch will win.
Kyle Busch out of turn 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Kyle Busch wins it for the 9th time in the Truck Series.
Oh, y'all are so loving. Thank you. Kyle Busch, driver of the number 18 double mint Camry. Rick, ready to win it again. Kyle Busch is an ass.
What is something that can happen on the racetrack that would cause you to want to fight somebody?
Getting crashed out or wrecked or something deliberately. When you feel as though it was definitely deliberate, that's when fact of the matter comes out and you're pretty pissed off. You just crashed me out for no reason coming to the checker flag. Like, I raced you, I bumped into you, whatever, I passed you. I was going to, race you to the finish line. I bumped him. Rubbin' Son is racing.
Yeah,
in case
it
you
is.
missed that movie.
Yeah, it is. I really like what you did. There was no bullshit, no walking around, straight into the biggest dog in the thing, fist thrown. I loved everything about it. KY is a racing goat. Yeah. The guy's never lost on his birthday. Okay?
Wow.
I came into the world on fucking May 2nd. You think you're going to outrace me at goddamn Dover?
Not a chance.
No way. Is KY running?
Are there people there?
Yep.
KY's winning. I think people would say you were an aggressive driver. You weren't scared to mix it up a little bit. You were a guy who, I'm going to win this whether you're in front of me, behind me, or underneath me. Do you still do that? Is it still the same old Kyle Busch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You got to go out there and you got to try to get these wins. And, we had a race earlier this year at the Clash, which was out in L.A., the tiny little USC stadium. We were racing in there. And we were running good all day long. We were running up top 2, top 3, top 4. And then there towards the end of the race, we had an opportunity to get a little bit dirty, but it was against a fellow old teammate of mine, Denny Hamlin. So I banged him a little bit, just a couple times to try to get him up the track in order to get alongside of him, but not to wreck him. I ended up getting myself loose and fell back. He took the win. We finished second, but we
live by the sword, die by the sword there, problem. I would like to get into, you just punch it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I love your reaction. You're a dog, Kyle.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Kyle Busch is going to win at Pocono.
Kyle Busch wins at Dover for the 5th time in his career.
All right.
Why do these moments never get old, Kyle?
Because you never know when the last one is, so...
What is your racing style?
Why? Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Feel Good Friday, May 22nd, 2026, hour 2 of the sports program now.
Sports
are happening all around us, and obviously we just got a chance to relive some moments that we had with Rowdy Kyle Busch, who is an absolute stallion on the racetrack, but also friend of the program and somebody that the sports world and society will miss. Obviously, came out of nowhere, and we're all kind of trying to figure out what this means perspective-wise for life and everything. And it's not just me, obviously, asking those questions. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here, and the perfect person to be in studio, even though it might be incredibly difficult. And I've seen you have to speak about this a lot over the last, 24 hours or whatever the case. And I know you and Marty literally just had Kyle on the show this past Saturday, I believe.
Yep.
He obviously was active on the internet for his kid's birthday just a few days ago, whatever the case. Comes out of nowhere. So we appreciate you very much. But also here for the Indy 500 and obviously Coca-Cola 600 Massive Racing Weekend, Ryan McGee is here.
Yeah.
McGee, obviously we appreciate you coming. And we had planned on you coming here like you had every single year, basically, that you've been covering the Indy 500, especially this double, which we will certainly talk about with Catherine Legg. This news yesterday, obviously, I know you're very tight with the racing community, very tight with Kyle Busch, literally just on you and Marty's show just a few days ago. This is all very surprised to me as somebody that doesn't follow as closely. I guess there was a couple of things over the last couple of weeks. Like, what do we know at this point? And once again, sorry that you have to go through this. And it's just like the worst part of life, obviously, is this type of shit.
Yeah, I think my dad's the one that said it to me. The tax that you pay for loving people is when you lose them. And the pain of that is that's the price that you pay for having them in your lives, and that's kind of where we are with all this. But when I got to Indianapolis on Thursday morning, because media day is always on Thursday, Carb Day is happening right now, and when I got to the racetrack, there had been this social media post from Kyle Busch's camp, and what bothered me was that it's severe illness. Mm-hmm. Like those were the words they used in the press release. And, I'm in the media center with, every decorated motorsports journalist in the nation, and those who aren't here are in Charlotte. And we're all looking at each other like, what the hell is going on? And he definitely had some issues over the last couple of weeks, but no one really knew what that was. The radio scanner sound that's kind of been resurfaced now was at Watkins Glen, and in the closing laps, he's like, hey, get the doctor. I need my shot when it's over with. We knew there was some respiratory stuff. He was very open about that. But the severity of it is what caught everyone off guard. And, it was the middle of the week. He had to be taken to the hospital. He was non-responsive. The details of that are starting to work their way out now. Some I've gotten verified, some I haven't, so I'm not going to talk about a lot of that stuff. But I could tell yesterday at the racetrack at Indianapolis, because a lot of the public relations representatives and the executives with Chevy, who Kyle drives for and has driven for before in his career, they were acting very cagey. Right. And so I knew, in racing, what we've learned is there's a group that kind of knows, and then there's those of us that kind of know what it looks like when they know. And I could tell that it was bad. And then by the time, I got back to the hotel, 4:30 Eastern on Thursday, we'd gotten the news. So it's just, you're never ready for it. What's interesting in racing is that I've been doing this so long now. I was covering the sport when Kyle first showed up 25 years ago. We had guys dying all the time. But it was on the racetrack. I almost quit because, we went through Adam Petty and Kenny Irwin and Dale Earnhardt, and I could just go through this list for about 4 years. I was covering funerals more than I was covering races, and I almost quit. Like, damn, my friends covering baseball aren't doing this. I want to go do that. Yeah. And the muscle memory comes back. The good news is we haven't lost a race car driver on the NASCAR National Series since Dale Earnhardt in 2001. But when we lose a Greg Biffle in a plane crash in December, and we lose a Kyle Busch in this situation, which wasn't at the track, you kind of go back to your muscle memory of, all right, I got to cover this. I got to write about it. I got to go on TV. And last night at 2:30 a.m. when I was done with SportsCenter boys, I collapsed. Yeah. Because it's personal. It's a very small group of people, and we all know each other. And so you have to kind of compartmentalize and deal with it. But now the reality of it is all kind of settling in on us now that he's gone. Kyle Busch is gone.
Yeah, it was hard to fathom yesterday, I think. And, just as somebody that's gotten a chance to be around him, we all have, but it just very shell shock was the only way to kind of, whenever you see it, it's like Kyle Busch, like energy, fighter, everything about him, obviously beautiful family, everything about him, you wouldn't think that. Severe illness is a wild way to describe something. And I think anytime you have somebody that you know or somebody passes away, there's a perspective that is placed upon you basically to start reconsidering things, think about things. If this was to happen, what about this? I didn't even know this was possible. You start really, last night was a lot of wandering thoughts for me. Okay, legitimately. I'm 39. Okay, he was 41 right there. I'm like, there's a lot of, I hope we get answers on what happened, because the amount of just, for somebody that is such a prominent character in our lives, for that to happen, that's scary. Like last night was a pretty scary night for me, just thinking like how, because obviously things come out of nowhere and accidents happen. And like you said about crashing when NASCAR, like I think they changed the rules of suspension or something. I watched a documentary that I think you put together about how they kind of tried to make racing safer after the Dale Earnhardt thing. So they do that, but you always know that there's a risk and everything. For this to happen in this particular fashion with this as your lifestyle, I think it's just all kind of compounded for us all to be confused as hell. And we know it's difficult for the racing community because this is a huge loss. He raced everything, right? I mean, he was in the trucks.
Everything.
He was in the cars. He was on Saturday. He was racing on Friday. He was racing on Saturday. He was racing on Sunday. He was racing on Monday morning if he could. Golf carts the other day with his kid. I mean, he's a big part of the racing community. I think him and obviously his family, his brother races, but I think he is committed to racing his whole life, basically. His whole being.
That was it. And it's funny because his son, who races now, there's a short track, this little dirt track that's right kind of in the North Charlotte community where all the race car drivers live, where Marty lives. I can't afford to live there. They're all live there. But there's this Millbridge Speedway. And if you go out there on a weeknight, you know who you see? You see Kyle Busch's kids, and you see the Dillon boys' kids. And I used to see Keelan Harvick, Kevin Harvick's son, out there.
LaJoy's too?
They're all out there. I watched them all. I saw Bubba Wallace and those guys when they were all little kids, and now they're all in the Cubs. Ryan Blaney, all these guys I saw when they were kids at racing. And Kyle would go watch his son race at Millbridge, and then he'd get in the cart, and he'd race too. Or he'd go over to Charlotte Motor Speedway and race these old bandoleros, these little things he used to race when he was a teenager. It just never stopped. There were two different instances, and there's only one driver ever did this. There's three national NASCAR series, the Truck Series and what we call the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and then the Cup Series. And there's a lot of triple header weekends. And Kyle's the only one that swept all three races in one weekend and did it twice. I was there, Bristol Motor Speedway. And it's just, what's interesting is real knows real, right? And I'm a writer nerd, and I think I want to understand, but if you played in the league, you played in the league. Roman Harper and I talk about this all the time. There's an unspoken language, you know what it is, right? You know who's real, who's not, who barely hung on, who had no business hanging around as long as they did. Race car drivers know. And so when I cover a lot of different disciplines, if I cover Formula One, Max Verstappen wants to know about Kyle Busch because he just knows what he sees. And so a racer is the greatest compliment. I wrote this on ESPN.com. The greatest compliment you can receive in motorsports is to be called a racer, right? And he was a racer. That's all he wanted to do from the time. And I thought about you guys a lot because I was trying to think of a stick and ball, as we call it in motorsports, a stick and ball comparison. I don't know Aaron Rodgers. Y'all do. I talked to him once 10 years ago for 5 minutes, but only has one Super Bowl ring, can be a little,
enigma
at arm's length at people, and at odds with his family, all those things. All that you could attach to Kyle. But if you had 2 minutes to go in the game, with the game on the line, and you had one draft pick of the last 20 years, Rodgers is probably going to be your guy. Kyle Busch was going to be your guy. And I'm not talking about, if there's 5 laps to go and I got a chance to win a trophy.
Restart.
He's the one I'm taking. And I'm not the only one to say that. Denny Hamlin would tell you that. Dale Jr. would tell you that. All these guys he raced against would tell you that because real knows real.
Yeah, he was awesome. And he was representing NASCAR at a lot of things. That's where I met him, was at a lot of these events.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be at like a Super Bowl party or a Super Bowl event. I mean, me and Nick got to hang out with him for like the 3rd time I was there. Everybody gravitated towards him. He was a magnet, this guy.
And that's not who he was. And early in his career, dude, he was the biggest jerk. The biggest jerk, and he would be the first one to tell you that. But what I said, I said this to my daughter. I said, you're allowed to evolve as a human. And that guy who questioned my relationship with my mother very loudly on multiple occasions, the first 10 years I was around him after races for asking, why didn't you win? That guy became an amazing father and an amazing husband and an advocate for moms who were struggling with pregnancy, and an ambassador for NASCAR, which is not who he was the first half of his adult life.
Well, I'll tell you, I think I caught him in the first half of his adult life and in the second half. He was, to me, now he's out racing against me. He was electrified. I would go anywhere with Kyle Busch. If I heard something was happening and Kyle Busch was going to be there, I was excited to go see KY. Now, he was a great time. We had a great time. But his wife was always with it. It was very evident. And then he always, any question I had about racing ever, hit him. He would love to talk about it. Like, was obsessed with his sport, obviously obsessed with his family. And he was a good time. I think anybody, I think I saw Calais Campbell, like one of my tweets. I think me, Calais, and Kyle had a night, if I do recall. It's like, it's good times, though. Like, it's like good vibes. So that's how I got to meet him. That's how I know him. I didn't know much about racing. I grew up in Pittsburgh. It wasn't really a race town. So but I'm always very curious. I feel like I try to learn as much as I possibly can. So once I met him, he was like, all right, hey, I'll let him know. You're going to be the person that tells me my thoughts about this entire thing. And he did that. And for our show, he did that. So I'm very thankful for him and how much he's done for our program, but also for me understanding racing a little bit. I can talk shit a little bit more because Kyle has given me things to be able to say. You know, that's why I'm so open on the G1 folks. Hey, G1 folks, you didn't want Kyle signing up for your race. Okay? He comes over to Monaco, you guys got on Sunday morning or whatever. There's going to be 4 of those things that are no longer on 4 wheels. Okay, because you guys don't pass each other. He's addicted to it, it felt like. That was his, we are winning this thing. He was out of a movie. It was like he was out of a movie the way he raced.
And you guys did a great job with that package we just saw, but he made a Days of Thunder reference with you guys. So obsessed with Days of Thunder. And that's where he and I bonded, kind of in the second half of our adult life, was I'm obsessed with Days of Thunder. And I wrote a story on the anniversary of the movie 4 or 5 years ago and got him on the phone. And sometimes he could be a difficult interview if he's in a bad mood or hadn't run well that weekend. We talked for 2 hours about Days of Thunder and how he used to watch it every day after school with his grandma on VHS, and that's where his nickname Rowdy came from. And he ran number 51, just like Rowdy Burns in the movie. And he just, the reason he wanted to talk to you about racing was A, he just loved to talk about it more than anything else, and B, he wanted to educate you on it because he wanted you to love it as much as he did. And he also knew, by the way, you're kind of a big deal. And so you have a chance to educate other people on racing.
I think he knew I could slam a beer. He was pretty impressed with my beer chugging ability. That's how I think I won KY over early. I think he was impressed with that. But after our conversation, you're right. I do think he wanted me to become a race fan, a NASCAR fan, a truck series fan, a dirt car, sprint car, you name it. Like, he wanted me to kind of get into it. And because I'm in Indiana, I get a chance to continue to learn about it. Massive weekend for racing.
Yeah, no, it's the best weekend, and the tributes. I was texting with the Speedway, Indianapolis and Charlotte. The tributes they're going to do this weekend in Formula One as well, even up in Montreal. There's going to be a lot of tributes to Kyle Busch this weekend.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's happening on this weekend.
Yeah, nuts.
It is crazy, but hopefully the world will get a chance to witness a man get his flowers for what he did, and hopefully his family gets a chance to see us all say, "Hey, we are so sorry, Kyle. Way too soon, bud. You did good. You done good, man." That's crazy. Okay, joining us live from an attic in Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, AJ Hawk. Hawk, how you doing over there, pal? How are the bees? Have we kept up on the beehive, and are the boys buzzing over there?
Yeah, they are quietly, slowly building, just doing their jobs. Good to see McGee in studio always.
Good to see you, brother, always.
Yes,
sir.
McGee.
Big weekend for you, McGee. Big weekend for you.
Yeah, you always come in studio this weekend and we get good conversation about racing and stuff. And then you go do other interviews. What did he say? What did he say in that one interview you remember?
He said something about, basically walking into a dispensary.
No, it's Connor Daly's podcast. I saw Daly yesterday, and we were laughing about it. I said, dude, you got me in trouble. I go, but it is. I mean, I said what I said.
Connor is currently, I believe, P3 in this entire thing. Yeah. He's local boy. We would pull very hard for Connor Daly to win this. The entire city would be upside down. Yeah. Can you give us a little bit about what we should expect? How should we kind of view this particular paddock, if you will?
It's really interesting because, Alex Pelot's started on the pole. He is thank you. he is I suddenly got my mind got very clear all the time. No, but he is racing at a level right now that we have rarely seen, if ever seen. And, he's won like 4 out of the last 5 championships. He won this race a year ago. He's got a chance to be one of the only small handful of guys to win it back-to-back. And the other drivers are kind of conceding it a little bit. Oh, like, really? Even his teammates are like, it kind of sucks being his teammate because it's awesome to watch, but we all share the data. And you look and you say, I have the same car he has, and I have all the tools that he has. He's just better than I am. And so it's a time to enjoy that. But yeah, Connor's got a chance. Elio Castroneves very quietly is very quick and has a chance to be the first 5-time winner, and he would be the oldest winner by years if he did that. So there's a good mix of old school, new school. I would kind of root for the old school guys because it kind of feels like last roundup for a few of them.
And what happened? Rossi got into a pretty big accident. Has a broken leg or a broken ankle, broken foot. What is the case? He can't put weight on it, but he can drive.
Yeah. So it's an ankle deal. It's right ankle, left hand, or it might be the other way. But yeah. But he had a little bit of surgery. He was in the media center yesterday.
This is from a crash during warm-ups to this, right?
Yes, it was during practice following qualifying. So he qualified on the front row, and then he had a practice. And the crosswind out there on Monday, and this is how sensitive these cars are. That crosswind going through the turns, he got in there and literally got crossed up because the wind, those cars are designed to go a certain way. If the air is going a different way, then the car has a hard time.
It becomes a sail.
Yeah, and he's a wild man. He's the most underrated lunatic on the racetrack.
Agreed.
Again, with 5 laps to go, he's the guy I want. And he's such a mild-mannered guy, but we call it helmetizing. When he puts his helmet on, he turns into the Hulk. And so he will race hurt. He's not as hurt as we thought that he was, which is good. But there will be a backup plan in case.
Former Indy 500 winner Rossi in 2016.
As a
he
rookie.
won. I believe he came from an F1 or G1. Didn't he? Wasn't he in Europe and then came over here?
He was going to be the next American hope in F1, and then he kind of got in a tough spot. But now it was funny. I remember the day he won the 500. A lot of the old time writers were like, he's an F1 reject and he's a rookie, whatever else. But he's backed it up now because with a little luck, he could have 4 wins already.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's a good dude.
Dog too, Rossi. Cool dude.
Makes you mad. He's good looking, and and he's on like the Amazing Race, and you're like, come on, man, give me something.
He's been very nice.
Rossi's very good. Newgarden's been good to us. Connor obviously been great to us. We love the Indy 500 just as a spectacle as a whole. Fox has it, which makes it tough for us to really do anything.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
They do great.
They do a great job,
They do a great
I tell you
job.
what, it messed up my hotel deal because when ABC had it for like 50 years, and we would stay at the nice hotel, and now I'm at the crappy hotel behind the nice
No, there's a lot of
What
nice
are you
hotels
talking
here.
about?
Yeah.
Shout out to IndyCar putting out this B-roll, obviously the greatest spectacle in all of racing, the largest sporting event every single year. The Indy 500 is this weekend. Just watch the morning race for F1 and then watch the Indy 500, okay? And then turn on the Coca-Cola 600 after, and then go ahead and rank the racing. Just go ahead and do that. I think what you'll see is that these guys going 200 mile an hour plus in Indianapolis in front of 400,000 sold out crowd and spectacle. I think you'll fall in love with it, and the racers are spectacular. Catherine Legg will be doing the double, the 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. She only becomes like the 7th person to attempt this in the history. We will be talking to her later. Let's pivot away from the race weekend. Let's go to tonight, and last night more specifically. These NHL playoffs have been amazing. A team from Montreal has said bonjour, ça va, oui, muy bien, I think is their words. And a guy who's kind of become their mascot on television is joining us. Friend of the program, ladies and gentlemen, PK Subban.
Yeah, PK.
Fila. That's a good.
Great.
Hey.
Good jumper.
That is a good jumper. When did we get the Forever I Love Atlanta, I believe is what Fila stands for, if I had to recall. That's a throwback. We just went back in time with these. I like what we're doing here, PK.
So where I got him, I got to give a shout out to Jack DiStefano, my trainer here in New York, from Canarsie, gifted this to me actually for my birthday because every single time he would wear it into the gym. And I'm like, bro, that's the most badass tracksuit I've ever seen. Like, I think I've ever seen. And I'm a fashion guy, but like, I want that tracksuit. And he's like, dude, it's hard to find, but I got this place. I go, dude, no, like the Fila one. So for my birthday, he gives me a gift, and it's the tracksuit. I've had it for like 3 or 4 years, and I only wear it like once in a while. So This is a special occasion.
Yeah, but when you feel good, don't you? You love the way you look in that.
Crazy zip.
Yeah.
Crazy zip on it.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got the pants too, or is it just the top?
Yes, I got the pants too. I'm wearing shorts right now, but I got the pants. Yes, I got the pants.
And when you're walking in public, that thing's zipped all the way up, or do you let a little lettuce, maybe a little
little taco meat?
Yeah, a little kind of hang there. What do you kind of go with?
I think because of the zipper and just how present it is, it's either got to be zipped all the way up, all the way down, or potential 3/4 zip. You can go with the 3/4 because it'll just lay. But it's either all the way up or all the way down.
I like that. I would do the same if I had that. No, what are we wearing on the feet there? Are we wearing boots with this? Do we got a Tim's situation going here with the Fila, or what are the on the
Fila tennies?
No, I got these really super cool vintage Asics that I wear. I got them, and I like them.
Oh, yeah, really cool. Okay, let's move along here. Let's talk a little bit about hockey, okay? The Montreal Canadiens last night go into Carolina. Sorry about this, McGee and the Caniacs, which was certainly a buzzsaw. Started out great, and then it kind of did not do anything else. Canadians really hot. Are they going to be able to continue to ride this wave? Are they going to get exhausted? I thought there was a chance after a 7-game grueling series with Buffalo, there might be some cement in the skates. And maybe there was early, but then all of a sudden they turn it on and say, oh, goalie, it was cool whenever you were hot 2 weeks ago. Now we're going to dump 6 of these things. How are your thoughts on the Canadiens Kane series? And do you think the Carolina Hurricanes are going to wake up and play the way we saw them play earlier?
Well, I'm going to throw Freddie Anderson a bone here because I do think he's a capable goaltender and played well through the first 2 rounds. You got to give him credit for that. But I don't care which goaltender you are. You could be the best goaltender in the world. Taking 11 days off during the playoffs is not the perfect mix for a goaltender. You need to stay in the net. You need to stay ready. You need to be in game situations. It's very, very difficult for a goaltender to step in and do that. So I got to throw him a bone, and I would expect him, if he gets the opportunity, to bounce back. As far as Carolina goes, they're going to have to really pack a lunch, guys, like a big one. They got to pack breakfast, lunch, and dinner, too, and get heavy in this series because Montreal is going to play through the middle of the ice because they can now. And Slavkovsky, who's had his head knocked off his body 2 or 3 times in this series, 1 punched in this series, still feels okay, up 4-2 in a game, to cut through the middle of the ice, toe drag, slip, go in. How's your goalie doing? Here's the 5 spot. His jock's hanging from the siren now. That's what's going on in Montreal. So what I'm saying to Carolina is, can you guys get a little angry in this series and get physical and be disruptive and make guys pay the price for playing with that type of skill? Like, that's still a bit of a lost art in the playoffs. And Anaheim brought it back to a certain degree. They were close. But I still want to see that growl in playoff hockey where teams can try to shift a series that way. What they got to be careful of, though, is going on the power play. You take too many penalties, and this series will be over real quick.
Montreal got a hot umbrella power play that they run. Somebody up here at the point, and 2 guys out the outside of the umbrella, and then you kind of push the umbrella up, and you push the umbrella down, and then all of a sudden the guy in the middle is just go ahead and score that thing, and you're stuffing it down your palm. It's called the umbrella power play. PK, I don't know if you know anything about it, but the boys are absolutely filthy over there in Montreal. Let's stay with this particular game. Ryan McGee has a question for you, PK.
Yeah, PK, all right. So I write one hockey story a year. I grew up in Raleigh. I had this huge story on ESPN.com yesterday about the Caniacs, and it's the difference. But when I talk to those people that I grew up with, the greatest tailgaters, by the way, in some sports, but certainly in the NHL. That's what my story was about, my people, right? Well, I asked them, I said, are you okay with how things are going? They didn't want to sweep Philly. They wanted another home game, and it wasn't just about tailgating. It was about keeping the team warmed up. How big of a problem was that long, almost 2-week layoff for the Canes?
For the boys, and can they come back here?
Well, first of all, I love Caniac fans. I really do. I know they hate me because I never picked their team, but I love the energy and the passion. When we had our Stadium Series game there, they balled out. And yes, they can tailgate better than anybody. Listen, the long layoff, it's a problem. It is a problem. But I got some bigger issues for Carolina that I want to talk about, that I've been consistent in talking about. And I want to be frank about this. When I talk about offense and explosiveness, when you look at Montreal, right, you look at Carolina and I say, okay, which potential player on that team could be in the Hall of Fame? Well, Sebastian Aho definitely has numbers to back that up, and they have some other players that could be in that mix. But there's no one that really stands out. When I look at Montreal, though, you got Slavkovsky, who's a first overall pick. He's just starting. Demidov is already one of the most skilled players in the league. Guys, he was runner-up for Calder. Matthew Schaefer has been touched by God. This guy was the closest thing to winning that trophy, right? Then you got Lane Hudson. Do I have to talk about it? We don't have enough time, right? He's a Norris Trophy candidate. Dobish is playing out of his mind. So how can Carolina deal with these players who are tasting right now potentially a Stanley Cup final. Like, they got it, right? These guys aren't tired. These guys are living their dream of potentially winning a Stanley Cup. It may be the greatest city to win a championship in Montreal. So that's what Carolina's got to deal with. It's not just about the layoff, guys.
Just real quick, when was the last time this city won a championship?
Who, the Hurricanes?
No, Montreal.
93.
Okay, so how the fuck would you know if it's the greatest city to win a championship?
Well, I'm just
wait.
saying,
The
Hold
Montreal
on,
Victoire.
Pat,
The Montreal Victoire just won a couple of days ago, the PWHL.
Come on, Pat, you can't say that. Hold on a second. Fair point. I was 4 years old. I was 4 years old when Montreal won the cup. You're right.
Okay.
But anybody that has ever been to a playoff game or seen that scene could imagine what the Stanley Cup parade and party would be like. I actually am concerned about the city of Montreal and what the state of the city would be like, because everybody would be enjoying themselves, but I don't know what would be left of the city. It would be absolutely nuts. So I'm sorry, I would stick my neck out and say I still think it would be the greatest place to win a championship in pro sports.
Okay, I appreciate that. I respect that, because we're just kind of hypothesizing. Because when you said that, I thought to myself, like, have I seen a parade from up there? Because I would love to, after all the scenes that I've seen. But Cleveland, you remember what Cleveland was?
Oh man, I mean, Philly.
Whenever
they
the
won
cap-
their first Super Bowl, just recently, people eating horse shit.
Like, actually,
yeah,
doing that out there.
They might.
Yeah, so maybe Montreal, though, has a chance. Those are the first two I think of. Is there any others that we need to think of, cities celebrating championships?
I mean, Casey's first title, I feel like, was a pretty insane parade.
Tampa,
New York.
I've been to a couple insane parades.
When's the last one in New York?
Pittsburgh is crazy. Pittsburgh has a lot of drunks. I mean, it is.
Chicago, when the Cubs won the World Series.
Yeah,
It
Red
was
Sox broke
crazy.
the curse in
Sox,
2004.
Sox, I think, is a huge one. Boston, a great city. You guys do a lot of them up there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. By 18, it was a little different, but to Gumpy's point, like Sox in 04, Sox in 07, obviously Pats in 01, like Robert Kraft dancing with his wife, like all that stuff.
So we just think the way you decided to describe Montreal there, we could pick a hole in your argument.
Maybe in Canada.
But what you're saying is completely accurate. I cannot wait to see Montreal, if they were to win a title, how they would react.
It's Montreal. Trust me. It's Montreal.
Okay, so is that like, that's how we talk about it? Like,
how
it's
Gumpy
Bangkok, like, it's Vegas, it's Montreal. Is that kind of how we...
City never sleeps.
Just trust me.
The Big Apple.
Montreal. Gumpy doesn't really talk glowingly about a lot. He loves Montreal.
Okay, so we're speaking French. I think I was up there before. We're speaking French. I know there's a lot of good food. What are you guys talking about?
The nightlife is insane.
Montreal?
Yeah,
It's European.
it
feels like a European
Yeah, like you'll
city.
be
It just happens
sitting
here.
drinking beers at a coffee shop at like 6 a.m. Like it keeps.
Sign me
never
up.
ends.
Allegedly, the adult ballets are second to none.
Obviously, yeah.
But that's what they're talking about. How are the chicken? You got wings in there too? Food as well?
Of course,
Poutine, top notch.
Yeah.
There's an elegance to it, though, boys. Pat, there's an elegance to it. There's a class. There's a classiness to it. They just do everything different. It's a special place, and maybe people wouldn't see it as the best, but I can tell you this: the experience that you would have there winning a championship would be like no other. So maybe we can agree on that.
A guy there eating a bowl of horse crap to celebrate would pour some gravy on it.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah, a little
pour
classy.
a little champagne on it.
Yeah, baguette.
Yeah.
A
You don't
baguette.
just eat the crap. You pour something fancy on it. That's
Okay.
I think it's what we have.
Hey, well, bon chance, Montreal. Okay, we'd like to see it. Maybe experience it. I guess I don't know if it's going to be able to come through the TV of me, but I'm definitely hopeful. Let's talk about tonight and maybe a place that could have a parade. A team that's been talked about having one for a while. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, PK apparently, and I haven't corroborated this yet, but I have seen it that Cale Makar is out again for the Avalanche. If that's the case,
he's out.
Then,
You have corroborated.
Okay, so he is. That is a.
It's been corroborated.
Okay, it's been corroborated. That is a done deal. So this is obviously a much bigger deal than anyone anticipated. And if this ends up, I just assumed if his heart was beaten, he was going to play tonight after how Game 1 went. Can the Avalanche win this series if he, not only misses tonight, but if they go down 2-0 and then have to go back to Vegas, like, kind of put that into perspective. How big of a deal is this that Makar is going to be out again tonight?
It's a big deal because we're going to find out two things tonight for me. Number one, I want to know how serious the Vegas Golden Knights are about winning a Stanley Cup, and I'm going to find that out tonight. Like, if they pack their work boots, if they pack their lunches, if they get ready to rip the door off the hinges, the knees bent, the froth coming out of the mouth, you know the whole script. I got to see it. If I don't see that thirst to want to sink my teeth a little deeper into their flesh tonight, if I don't see that, I got to call that out, because they have a serious opportunity without Cale Makar. Potentially, people are saying he's the best player in the world right now. Like, and I still think McDavid's the best, but that's how good Cale Makar is. If this guy's out of the lineup for this game and potentially the rest of the series, Vegas has to bury this series. Like that's a massive hole that I believe they can take advantage of. The other side of that is Colorado. Like, to me, this is a team that's won a lot of hockey games this year. They should be capable of winning this game tonight without Cale Makar. And that's why, if I had to pick tonight who's going to win the game, I would actually say that Colorado's probably more likely to find a way to win this game tonight. And that's why I say that my eyes solely are on Vegas and how they approach this game. And this is why I think they go and get a John Tortorella, is for these types of moments. They have to put their foot down twice as hard as they did in game one for me.
All right, pick this game and then also pick Oklahoma City versus the Spurs. First, Golden Knights versus the Avalanche. PK, who do you like? Colorado.
I'm gonna go off of women. I'm gonna stay with the Vegas Golden Knights for tonight. I'm gonna bet with the horse that I bet with and say that Torch is gonna get these guys fired up to at least make it really, really close tonight. Like, this has got to be a close game when it's all said and done.
Wemby versus SGA. SGA, obviously back-to-back MVP and the reigning champs. People are saying, is that ethical hoops coming from Oklahoma City? And then Wemby, obviously an alien with lads across the board on the court that are outrageous at hoops and all the way bought in. Young group, but obviously favored over the Thunder. For the first time, the Thunder are not the favorites in 33 playoff games. So this is a big night. Your thoughts, PK? Who wins? How do they win?
Wemby. I've just heard, you know what? I haven't been able to watch much of this series. The most basketball I've been watching has been Knicks, and I went to the game again last night. But everything I'm seeing from this Wemby, I just think that I'm going to expect the unexpected from this guy and say that he steals one here.
Okay, I like that. As a favorite at home, steals one over the MVP and the champion. The Knicks, obviously a great story over there. You got to keep buying those tickets and keep going to those games, brother, because I think you might be a good luck charm alongside Timothée Chalamet, Tracy Morgan, Ben Stiller. Did you see him on that iPhone?
Yeah, unbelievable.
What's coming out on an iPhone? What, they're shooting a soccer game or something?
Yeah.
They're doing a full iPhone soccer game.
MLS, yeah.
MLS is doing iPhone 17 full broadcast with a couple more gimmicks. Here's Ben Stiller, obviously the creator of billions and billions in dollars of cinema, using his iPhone courtside, and it ends with it. Wow. I believe this is probably 2x portrait, if I had to guess, or 2x cinematic. If I had to guess what it was. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And this is, Ben Stiller has the talent, obviously. iPhone has the skill, and you put that together courtside at Madison Square Garden, and you're going to see some weaponry taking place.
Exactly.
We appreciate the hell out of you, PK. You're the man. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.
PK Superman.
Yeah, PK.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the first ever woman to try the 1,100-mile dash.
Double duty.
Indy 500, the Coca-Cola 600. She'll become only the 7th person, I believe, to ever attempt the feat. There has not been a lot of success. Will she change the tide? Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Legg.
Yeah, Catherine!
How are you?
Thank you. What a welcome. I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for taking the time here. We know you're very busy, obviously, and you don't have as much time as we prepared to do something that only a few people have attempted in the past. Where do you sit on this glorious Carb Day Friday, just a couple days away from history? How do you feel about the cars and both the races, and mentally, how do you feel?
Well, I sit in a little box in the media center, like the ones you get in the airport that are sound breaking or whatever barriers.
Maybe record a studio album in there. Maybe sing whenever you're done. Yeah, something to think about.
I feel okay. I'm actually we didn't have a great carb day. Practice did not go away, but I'm kind of trying to look at it like all of the bad stuff is out the way now, right? Like all of the issues that we could have had over the weekend are done. We're going to fix them, and we're going to come back on Sunday, and it's going to be smooth sailing for 1,100 miles.
Absolutely going to be the case. And we've seen that in racing before, right, McGee?
Yes, and I've done this double a couple times, Catherine, as a media member, and it kicked my butt. So good luck. but I am curious.
Love the encouragement there.
And you know this, the logistics of it are the biggest challenge. Have you had a chance? So we're sat here the last couple of years talking about Kyle Larson. Have you had a chance to talk to some of the other drivers that have attempted that, and what have they told you?
Yeah, my people, my management team have been talking to his management team and his PR team, and they have been wonderful. Kyle, I've spoken to on my podcast actually, and asked him all the questions that I felt I needed to know going in. Most importantly, like, how am I going to get enough calories? How much am I going to eat? How am I going to do that? Because I'm going to feel sick after I get out of the car in Indy because it's hot and it's a lot of physical exertion. Like, when do we get the IV, et cetera, and then they've kept me in the loop on what the movements look like. So I will park right by Gasoline Alley. I'll get out of the car. We'll get a golf cart to a GM truck. I will get in the GM vehicle. Thank you to Chevy for being such amazing
Absolutely good
us.
truck. That's going to be a good truck there, obviously.
Yeah, it's going to be a truck, I think. And then we'll get an IV as we get into the helicopter. We'll get out of the helicopter into the plane. And then after the plane and eating and all the good things, we'll get into another helicopter. And then we will be at Charlotte, and we will do 600 miles, we hope, weather permitting. Although at the moment, either looks very unlikely at this stage.
No. Remember, just like the carb day, everything's going to be perfect on Sunday. The race gods are going to come, and bless everybody for this. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, I'm curious. Was this like a dream of yours to race both of these, and like how long has it taken, like from the build up when you decided to do this until now? Has this been months and months, or is this years of planning? How does it work?
It's been a couple of years in the making, as in we've been thinking about it for a couple of years. So my background, I started in open wheel racing. This will be my 5th 500. We went over and we did sports cars for like 10 years. And then I came back to IndyCar and did another 2 Indy 500s. Meanwhile, I found a newfound love of NASCAR racing, of stock car racing. So I did a bunch of that last year and tried to get NASCAR to okay my license to race any track, which we did. We were hoping to do Daytona 500 this year as well and kind of kick off a NASCAR kind of career assault, whatever you want to call it. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And instead they were like, let's do the double. And I think that it didn't really come together until we found the ride with AJ Foyt Racing and HMD. And so when that domino fell, then the rest could kind of go into place. But it's been maybe 3 weeks of planning in all seriousness when we said, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, hey, it's going to be a great 3 weeks. They're going to look back. We're going to look back on these 3 weeks as saying they were spectacular, great decision. What's it called? Livery? What's it called on the outside of the cars?
Livery.
I've heard your livery is stealing the conversation out at the track. A lot of people in Indianapolis obviously go out, watch practice, they watch qualies, they hang out there. Obviously, it's a big thing for our city to go watch all this, as it's like a 3-week spectacle as opposed to just one day of racing. Everybody's saying your car, the one that is kind of stealing the show out there with how it looks. So congrats on everything coming together seemingly so quickly, and congrats on the weather being great and your car flying.
That's right.
It's going to be awesome. And the pit crew,
so fast.
Fast every time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Good luck with the album you're recording. John and Catherine
I know.
Catherine the weather does not look good.
No, it doesn't.
It's clearing up Sunday now.
Sunday here. Charlotte looks bad. So when I did the thing, when I was here with you guys,
that's right, we're here.
I think a couple years ago, I did the deal with Kyle Larson. That's why I came inside with you guys, and that was I remember that night, that Sunday night, because There was just enough rain in Indy to get things delayed. And then, I was at the airport, watched Kyle Larson land in a helicopter, and he pulled his IV out, and he went and ran on the plane. So then my plane was chasing his plane, and his plane made it into Charlotte, and the same crappy weather that had been in Indianapolis all day got to Charlotte just as we arrived. And so Kyle got to the track just in time for them to go, nope, too much rain, we're going to race tomorrow. And Rick Hendrick looked at me the other night and he goes, why are we doing this? I go, I don't know, you paid for it. Yeah. But next year, my ass ain't going to do it. So the next year, I just let Kyle Larson do it. And I was like, you know what? I waved goodbye to him when he left, and I just hung out.
Hey, I'm covering the 500. Yeah. Good luck with the
I'm going to St. Elmo's tonight.
Smoke's the only one that's done it, right?
Well.
Yeah. Smoke's only done it well. Yeah. Smoke finished in the top 10 twice. Kurt Busch pulled it off, like as far as like actually running both races. But the only one to finish the whole distance was Tony Stewart. And Tony was the first one to tell Kyle Larson, really think about this now. But I tell you what was interesting was the first time I did it with Robbie Gordon years ago, and it was kind of a failed attempt. But the first time I did that with Tony Stewart, Tony's going to man his way through it. Oh, I'll just drink some Coca-Cola and I'm going to. And then he's like, of course. He literally on the plane, I think he had like a cheeseburger and fries. And then he got halfway through the race in Charlotte and was like, I'm going to freaking pass out. And so the next time he did it, he started calling Jimmy Johnson and these guys that take nutrition seriously, and they had the IV bag and the carbs and the whole deal. So the second time, Smoke did a lot better.
So they're kind of off of Smoke's blueprint here for health with the IV bag.
Both ways, yeah. The way not to do it and the way to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm stunned to hear her say they've only done this in 3 weeks because Kyle Larson's people spent like a year getting ready for it.
Yeah. And the weather can decide whether or not it's working.
It's the whole thing. It's the whole deal. But yeah, good luck. I've done that a couple times as a writer nerd. I'm never doing it again.
Good luck, Catherine.
Good luck. Good luck.
Go get him.
You know what we like to do on these Fridays?
Oh, yeah. It feel good?
Yeah. You know what we like to do? We're not a big segment show, as you've kind of realized. I mean, we don't even have commercial breaks except for like a couple of them at the very end. But at the end of the week, it feels like we should be celebrating the good and the bad of the sports universe for the past couple of days. Do you not think that's something we should continue to do?
It feels very hillbilly headline-esque, like Marty McGee. That's why we're all
simpatico.
Hey, listen, the hillbilly headlines has got me through some hangover mornings. So I appreciate you boys certainly doing that. And hopefully we'll be able to do that with this that we've done for multiple weeks now. So maybe it'll stay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for 5 things that aren't asked.
Yeah.
5 things that aren't asked from the sports world. Okay, let's start. Ladies and gentlemen, San Antonio has an alien, but they also have a poster. Stephon Castle. Ooh. Hey!
And the hair is such a big part of this for me.
Yes,
right? I mean, that is made for high definition television.
And Hartenstein, obviously, when you live in the paint, every once in a while you're going to get dunked on. Everybody's talking about what he did to Wemby. How about what Stephon Castle did to Heat with authority? Anytime you're throwing it down, like actually like kind of leaving your hand, that's when you know you got some special dunk options here in front of you, AJ.
Yeah, you do. And for Hartenstein, hey, the fact that he was grabbing Wemby's elbow and arm the whole time, people kind of forgot about this. So maybe that was all part of the plan.
Yeah, you're right. He might have had to change course whenever this takes place. There's certainly a chance. And Stephon Castle, absolutely unbelievable. The San Antonio Spurs team is so much fun. Let's go to some hockey, shall we? Let's go to Vegas. This guy in Toronto was run out of time. They said he was a bum. Mitch Marner.
Oh.
Hey, sis. Oh. Bang. He obviously saw him at a corner of his eye as he was trying to do the late drag. Does a sick whip. Nasty goal as the Vegas Golden Knights get one over the Colorado Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals. Ty, Mitch Marner's been the guy.
Yeah, he's been an absolute treat to watch. It's crazy because it seems like he has one crazy highlight-type play like this every single game, and I'm expecting him to deliver another one tonight as well.
McGee, that certainly is not ass.
No, it's not. And, it's kind of like I was saying to you, everybody thinks they can play football, and then they put a helmet on and realize they can't see or hear anything. Have you ever tried to play hockey? I can't see the damn puck. And so for these guys, the skill level is just, and their eyes are just.
Can you skate?
As far as you know, yeah.
Okay. All right, so it's just a puck problem.
Because you know what? Because I fall on my ass.
Yeah, okay, got it. But you're still moving on the ice.
Oh, yeah.
You can kind of. I do appreciate the fact that you blame the puck being the problem, not
not
the ice being the problem. Let's move to baseball, shall we? Something that's not ass at all, and obviously something we've been a part of since the beginning. Marcell Ozuna.
Yes.
Aaron Nola.
Hoisted.
It's absolutely jacked. And Johan Ramirez from the pitcher's thing.
Bullpen.
There it is, out in there. Catches it with the cone that they've been celebrating with all year. It's been a home run cone. So the cone to catch a home run is obviously just like maybe the perfect thing to happen. And now the Pirates are destined to win the whole damn thing, Ty, and you know it. You're watching it right in front of your face right now. You think the baseball gods let this happen? And this time, off of that home run on this season for no reason? Woo. Yeah, right. Look at the Pirates to go win the super-duper pennant. Pennant.
Win the pennant, and then eventually maybe win the World Series. I have to kind of agree with you because look how clean of a catch it is into the cone as well. Not only is he hoisting the cone before the ball is hit, but you don't see that thing popping out and he doesn't have to go find it and catch it again. I mean, that ball knows where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to land in the cone.
It's a cone run.
Go to your home.
Yeah. Go to your home cone.
That's what Ozuna said, and the ball certainly did. McGee, I think if you're watching this, witnessing this, you kind of go 6 to midnight knowing that this is more than just a baseball into a cone. Yeah. This is a baseball god situation.
Unless you are this redneck bullpen catcher.
Didn't
Look at
turn
this guy
around.
right here. Look at, he is so in denial about what's happening right there. Look at that guy. He's like, nah, he's sitting there thinking about deer hunting. He's like, I refuse. No one, and the other guys to the left was like taking notes. No one in the Phillies bullpen is willing to acknowledge. They're like, oh, damn it, it's the cone thing again. Look at him. He's like, he is literally right now thinking about like Duck Dynasty. He ain't thinking anything about. And look at and the contrast to the guys behind him. I've never seen a more excited group of grown humans than these guys back here with the cone. That's amazing.
And the big dom of the Phillies there. And also note taker over here to the left, not looking. I mean, the Phillies did not want their guys to think that they were enjoying this at all.
No.
And I assume there's a lot of chirping there. That seems really close.
It is.
And I think the Pirates crew is a little mouthy. I think they are a little bit active out there, which is good news. Okay, that's certainly not what, McGee?
That's not ass.
That's certainly right. You know what else is not ass? How about Schwarbo? He was leading the league in dong shots at one point. I don't know if he still is for the Phillies. But he's out there also showing He's going to fight him off. We didn't want to play the actual thing because it sounded too much like the song.
Yeah.
That's how good he was. And we thought Jack White, who we think is pretty tight with that entire thing, would potentially take us down. Schwarbo, though, absolutely slaying while raising money. That's not ass at all.
No, it's not. And, if he's going to keep doing this, the people are saying this year is like a legit, like Schwarber might hit 70 homers this year. Like he actually might go break the single season home run record. If he's slapping a baseline while he's doing it, he probably will.
Did you see Eric Church's commencement speech with the
So
guitar?
cool.
Yeah,
that was phenomenal.
Unreal.
And maybe that's what Schwarbo feels with the bass, with hitting.
Yeah.
You know? Each one has its own tune. Each one kind of smoothly goes to its own strum. Whatever the case, Church nailed that.
He did, and by the way, that's like an old school, like Paul McCartney looking bass. That thing's unbelievable. That's when you have money.
Slapping that thing.
No, Church crushed that thing.
Slapping that thing. Okay, let's go to soccer, shall we? From Super Americana to England here. Aston Villa. This is Emiliano. Buen dia. Oh! I'll see ya, he says to the goalie. Buen dia says, let me go ahead and curl this thing with the left boot. This follows their first goal. That was also a filthy goal. Couldn't show too much soccer. Shout to Aston Villa. They end up winning what because of this, Gumpy?
The Europa League, big win for the Villains. Been quite some time since they've lifted a trophy.
Congrats to the Villains winning Europa. How about winning Saudi Arabia?
What?
Cristiano Ronaldo puts it away for his team, the
Al Nassr.
Al Nassr. This is the first. Yeah.
Cheeky.
Yeah, cheeky.
So cheeky.
Bang from Cristiano Ronaldo. He was crying in celebration afterwards. I believe this is his first title in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, they paid him so much money. He has maintained, stayed there. I believe that is a reference to something that I couldn't get to the bottom of on X, but he's talking shit to somebody. He's crying in this. Congrats to him. Congrats to all of this here.
Good work, Ronaldo.
And Aston Villa and Schwarbo.
Bucko.
And everybody having a good time. You're not ass. And our show might be, but it'll be back on Monday. Have the greatest Memorial Day weekend of all time. We'll see you then. Goodbye. Okay, that was a sign off. We're still live, Mickey.
Yep.
You know we're still live.
Oh, yeah.
McGee, I know you have SportsCenter hit in 8 minutes.
Yes.
So I would like to do something before you get up and leave.
Okay.
We just showed the good of the week.
Yeah.
You know what we got to show now?
The bad of the week?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We call this segment,
Oh,
no! Let's go to Nashville, Tennessee, shall we? We saw Jared Curtis, the future of the Commodores. Let's look at the current baseball. This guy pitching, Connor Fennell. He's throwing 89 miles an hour.
Play with some movement, and he wants them to put it in play because most of them are weak
Take it on
outs.
Kentucky.
And here's Carson Hansen.
Hoover, Alabama.
Jeez. Hell yeah, I like
And
that.
he went.
I like the energy there.
Cool tat.
I like what he's doing. Funnels intense. Carson Hansen said, "What was that? How about you fucking watch this? Pop up, pop up.
Come all the way at the wall. It's gone.
Carson
Hansen.
Oh no!
And props to dude, because he never even, Kentucky guy never, he was like, you know what? That's cool.
Yeah.
He never said a word.
I don't love Carson Hansen not pimping out a little bit, but I think he knew what the internet and we would do.
Yeah.
Connor, I love your style, but you that can't happen.
No.
That's
Ever.
tough. That's really tough. Vandy's got good stuff coming in the future. I think Connor's next start, he's going to have it dialed in.
You can't be yelling "fuck you, your mind" when you don't have "fuck you, your mind" stuff. That's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball to the top of the zone. Most guys in the SEC are going to be fucking taking that thing for a ride.
Yeah, but that's a part of his thing is I got to...
Yeah, he needs to make that not part of his thing is what I mean.
But that's all he's got. I think
Then
that's all.
guess what? Go work at fucking Waffle House or something else, because
come on,
we ain't doing that.
Well, I will say this: he does attend the Vanderbilt University, so if he's anything, he's going to own
True.
multiple.
I was
Waffle
gonna say
Houses.
he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Maybe-
He'll be the CEO of Waffle House, but I get the point.
Maybe he... Notion understood. Maybe he'll become a knuckleballer. We don't know. Could be. Maybe he'll make it to the big leagues, and then maybe he'll become a man who gets hit directly in the balls.
Oh
no! Yeah,
This is on him though, and Francona said it, dude.
Yeah,
you got to protect it.
Well, that's kind of what he said, actually. Exactly.
It hit him kind of in the meat, of the, hamstring kind of. I mean, man, I'll tell you what, that was scary. Then he ran off the mound. I thought he was okay. And then he got in the dugout and looked like he was dead. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, please tell me you have a cup on. And he said, no. I was like, Chase, I said, I don't even watch a game on TV without wearing a cup. I said, golly, man.
It's Tito, baby.
Crazy.
Terry basically said, Frank, no! Chase, what a run. He's not the only one that got a dong shot. Let's go to Logan O'Hop, obviously. Deflection off the elbow to the dick. Yep.
Well, at least it was a bank shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Took
but
off some.
Yeah, but I think it took an angle that doesn't normally get hit. You know?
No, absolutely. But you hope it scrubs some speed. No, never mind. No, never mind.
I sped up.
I'll tell you
Never
what,
mind.
I know what he was saying right there. You know?
I feel very uncomfortable now, like physically, like uncomfortable.
There's more on the way. Let's go. Let's go to an uncomfortable situation of you're an adult, you're wearing sunglasses, the sun's out. I got it. I can't see it. Somebody get this for me. Foul ball. Fuck. I should have been wearing sunglasses. Should have been. Oh, actually.
Yep, they're there.
Right there on top of my hat. You know, so that's like the old school meme where the guy has a backwards hat and he's doing this thing right here, this whole number. If only there was. Feels like that happened right here. What's he doing, Ty? What's he doing here?
That actually happens all the time, believe it or not. Guys, the shades are kind of just part of the outfit. You want to look cool, and then you realize every once in a while, like, oh, shit, I actually do need these because it's really sunny out here.
Okay, let's move away from baseball as McGee has a Sports Center hit in 3 minutes. Let's go to the KHL. Lokomotiv Yaroslavl backup goaltender Alexei Melnichuk was taken down during a celebration of the Gagarin Cup. Put that thing up there, double joint.
Crush his chest?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'll tell you what, the Gagarin Cup is a problem.
It is. It's gargantuan, really.
It certainly is. You think it's a shoulder double pop situation, or
No, it's
because both those things kind of went back.
Rib separation. There's a rib
going forward,
separation.
shoulders going back.
Yeah.
Collapsed chest.
Good save.
I know people booze after they win. I like that this guy boozed too.
He's on skates. I told you guys, it's not easy.
You're 100% right. Okay, let's go to WWE, shall we? And his name's Oba, but really it's no. Femi. He was doing his entrance, which is obviously spectacular. Brock Lesnar! He's back from retirement!
That's great.
What's that, McGee?
No, I was
another one
after all this.
had to happen. He ripped his pants right there. He just felt it. Wait, I'm
Yeah.
getting a little
You see
breeze
that?
here on the hind end. What's going on? I must have ripped my shit. Yeah, my quads. My hind end's so big. And I'll tell you what, Oba's going to be calling himself, oh, no! You got to watch out for the beast.
Yeah, you do.
Even if he's retired.
He's
back.
You know what else you got to look out for? This weather. Okay, we're talking about it for race weekend as we send off Ryan McGee. But also in New York, I believe there was a flash flood. Okay?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like just trying to get home, have no idea it's going to take place. Let me go ahead and try to get to where they're at right there. Boom, swept. See you later.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Good.
That's a big no. And we like let New York people know we don't like what's happening over there at all.
No.
Okay? Godspeed on all the weather issues. But that was a big I mean, as soon as you get down there, first thing you say is, oh, no.
Cheaper than taking an Uber.
Very clean down there, I'm sure, though. There
yeah.
wasn't much in that water.
No.
I'm sure it's just
You
crystal
see they
clear.
sent the Waymo in there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got stuck.
It sent itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and then the Waymo's going around that town
Yep.
and in the neighborhoods, down there in Atlanta, New York, they're driving through floods. Hey, Waymo, let's wait a minute because I don't want to be calling you Waymo. No!
Yeah, I've seen too many sci-fi movies. I don't get in the Waymo.
Smart. Good move.
No.
AJ loves them.
Yeah, good for him. Well,
AJ.
he can fight his way out. I can't. If the robot wants to drive me into the river, we're going. All right, boys.
They can take care. They can take their own car and drive.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Okay.
AJ, thank you so much. Let's have an incredible Memorial Day weekend. We're back on Monday. We will see you then. Have an incredible one. Shout out to the playoffs. Shout out to racing. Shout out to all of you for allowing us to do this for a living. Shout out to everybody that served for this great country, the United States of America. Rest in peace, Kyle Busch. We appreciate and love you, man. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. Team on me, team on three. Shout out to you, McGee. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.